I guess I have to add myself. Good morning, welcome into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, as we're here on week number 4 of the NFL, as we get ready to go in. And guys, it's just been so busy this week. So a lot of things going to be a little different, not prepared as much, but to talk about the games and everything. I'm always ready for that. But that being said, of course, that's the name of this show. Catch us every Sunday here on the Couch Potato Sports Show as we talk about them all. And we'll bring them on here. On the Father, good morning, my man. What's going on?
You get a little bit more excited when it's Bryce coming on here, when it's Cuervo, when it's me. It's like, I'll just bring him on.
No, I thought that was actually pretty good. And
of course you did.
A little bit later after the show, I got to talk to you about something. By the way, that's one nice shirt you got on right there.
Yeah, laundry day.
Oh, Lord. So, how are things today? What's going on? You look like you just crawled out of bed.
I kind of did. I went to bed last night around 8:30, and then I woke up around 11, and then I was up till about 4, and then went back to bed. So I mean, my sleep hours are like all over the place.
You're bouncing around.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. But, I mean, again, when you have nothing to do the day before, you just get up, watch TV, go to sleep. It's back and forth. Or make sure the dog don't shit in the house. I'm pretty much what I'm doing right now. So
hey, what an easy life, right?
Right now, yeah.
Sounds like a real life. You hit that sack at every time, but
But just real quickly, my daughter Cadence had her 19th birthday back on the 26th.
Oh.
So I messaged her and talked. I couldn't talk to her on the phone, but I got my days mixed up. So like I was up at work on Friday thinking it was Saturday, but I was working the load in for the Cat Williams show, and yeah, he had 2 shows that weekend. He had one Friday, one Saturday. So
who was that again? I'm sorry, who was that again?
Yeah, comedian Cat Williams.
Oh yeah, Cat. Yeah. Did you meet him?
I didn't get a chance to meet him, but by the time I left, he had just showed up.
Yeah, so entourage too, huh?
Yeah, it is what it is. But I messaged her and she messaged me back saying I'm in class, and I'm like, oh, it's Friday, my bad. So, oops. But no, she had a birthday. Of course, my son Cooper, he has his birthday coming up here in about 2 days. So we'll do something for him next Saturday. So
yeah, there you go. So now you're beginning to pick up on your social scene.
I don't know about that, but I mean, it's all because of the shirt.
You gotta start with your family first, and then you can spread it out. So
I've got a birthday in September, one in October, and the one in November, and Christmas, and then Melissa has her birthday in January. I'm like, September starts, as much as I love fall, this is when it starts the birthday rush, and it's like all over the place.
You're killing me, kids.
Obviously, we know around the same time that me and my wife decide to have kids. It's pretty much around December to Valentine's Day. So there you go.
I was married on Valentine's Day.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, there was a sale, so this guy did about 5 of them, like in the day, and so he just knocked it all on Valentine's Day, and we got it.
It's like a drive-by wedding. Keep on going.
Yeah. Well, for the lack of a better term, shotgun wedding. We only had I think only 10 people were there, so it wasn't anything. But my wife wanted to wear a dress, so we got that all. But anyway, what you think about Thursday Night Football? Did you get the opportunity to watch Thursday Night Football or maybe see the highlights or anything?
No, I got to watch it. I was able to watch the first half, and the second half I did my show, and I had the show on my iPad while I was watching. And it was an ugly game. Ugly game. You're gonna have an ugly season this year because the Cowboys are not that great, as I called earlier before the season started.
You did? Mm-hmm.
And
I still think they're
yeah,
going to win the division, so we're a little bit going there. It's not that I trust Dak or anything or the Cowboys, but I think they still have a shot at it if they put it together during the season and try to get on the same page. And it starts with a game like from with the Giants.
but if you're gonna be dominant in this division, you don't just win by 5 points against a team that can't kick, that can't score a touchdown. And and now if the Giants won anything, they won the kicking game pretty well because our kicker Brandon Aubrey, he actually missed a field goal that night, whereas their kicker kicked 5 field goals in a row. So good for them. Wasn't enough to beat the Cowboys, but then it's just because Dallas put some touchdowns on the board. Look, it's ugly right now. It's 100. I mean, it's not as ugly as the Jacksonville Jaguars, but it's ugly.
Oh, you're not telling me something I don't know.
Right. So I mean, it's I mean, a win's a win. Be happy with that. But they got the Steelers next week, and good luck with all that. Because the Steelers, they're figuring some stuff out. They're definitely figuring stuff out. I can't wait to hear Price's take on that game next week. I'll be in the car when he does it, but it don't matter because I'll still be able to do the show. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Top billing.
That's what it is. But yeah, no, I'm this has been a weird year though because now I imagine we all start this way off every year because about the first couple of weeks we still don't know who's who, and our picks are so 50-50 right now.
Oh yeah,
and I mean, I'll be sitting at work looking and going, okay, I kind of won this game, and 2 minutes later, what? I lost. It's just constant it's constant the needling going. Damn, it's like my struggle to win 7 games a week right now, which is weird.
And my goal is 10 a week, and that is definitely something that is not happening. But once I think you're right. Once we figure out who's doing what, and this is week 4. Normally, we're starting to see the who's going to be who's going to be not, and I don't know. It's just this year, even to this point, it's no one's. Well, I don't want to say no one because when you got guys doing as well as they're doing. I mean, Bryce doing what he's doing. My brother Fred, those guys are on top. Then it's just a matter of can they hold on to the lead. You look what happened to me last year. I had the lead through the whole, almost through the whole season, and then the last few weeks it just crashed and burned. So it's all about what you can do as far as the picks are concerned. To go all year long. So I don't know. I think this is going to get interesting in our Pick'em League. I think it's going to get really interesting probably around week 6 when everybody knows who's who in the NFL, what's what, and then who's going to pick that surprise game that no one else will, or a very few will. See if they move up. So.
Yeah, and right now we're still going off some hunches right now. I mean, just looking at the landscape and seeing what's working, what's not working, and then we pick the things that aren't working, and then all of a sudden they start working and going, God damn it. Just make up your damn mind.
They figured it out. Damn, I didn't think they would.
Yeah, so
kind of
what it is.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. Your Dallas Cowboys, yeah, I don't want to say they're bad. I'm just not ready to believe that.
They're not great.
They're not great, but they don't have to be. Remember what division they play.
They're barely good.
Yeah, but remember what division they're playing in. You could be bad all the time, and it don't matter. So, normally the Cowboys start with the Giants for I think it was last 3 to 4 years. They didn't start with the Giants this year. So they didn't get that. But now they got the Giants somewhat early. Maybe they can build off of that. You always have to have a builder game, and the Cowboys, believe me.
But you're talking, okay, up next you got the Steelers and the Lions and then the Niners, and then you go on your break, and then you're going, well, I mean, hey, look, Dallas needed to win this last game. They need because had they lost to the Giants, good luck with the Steelers and the Lions and the Niners. All three teams have a lot to prove right now. And let's face it, with the Niners right now being beat up, I mean, we're not sure when McCaffrey's coming back. We're not sure when Samuel's coming back. Purdy's got the bad back right now. I mean, right now, you know, if you're playing the Niners, if you're going to throw your A game at anybody, it'd be them right now.
You would think,
but we'll see. I mean, like they lost last week, but barely. So it's like, you know, they're still a tough out, regardless if they got people healthy or not. But if you're Dallas right now with that's the thing. They got no momentum. They got no momentum. None.
Yep.
Even with the win, they don't have any momentum because they don't have a running game. I don't know why Dalvin Cook is still on the sideline and not even at the game right now.
No. He when the signing happened, he was ineligible or something like that for 3 weeks. He should be in the lineup this week.
He should be, but you got Jerry Jones saying, well, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure I'm going to put him out there yet. You know, look.
We know who's coaching.
Right? It's not good. It's not good. And I mean, I don't know I'm not sure what's in store for this team coming out here at the end of this year. I'm pretty sure I know who's not going to be here at the end of this year. And that'll be McCarthy. But I mean, you're stuck with Dak. You're stuck with CeeDee Lamb. I'm not sure what the condition of Parsons is right now.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, that's not a bad stick, though. I mean, if you're stuck with, you know, Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and if you figure out how to get Michael Parsons on, that's not a bad stuff for a new coach that's going to be coming in here. You know, something at least to build on as far as that is concerned. And there he is, Mr. Obi-Wan. How you doing, my friend?
I'm all right. Dude, love the shirt.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that awesome? That's right. This is going back to the day. This is going back to the day, baby. So I'm feeling pretty good about this too. I've had this for about a year, and I actually made it myself. I had someone. Well, I ironed it on the shirt myself. I had someone make it. So that's pretty cool. And dude, it didn't cost it.
Could you send me that?
The thing it's an iron-on, and you have to find someone willing to go outside the trademark to do it for you. And I actually, they still watch those
Sonny,
kind of things.
Sonny, he wanted your shirt. Autograph the shirt, and send it to him.
I forgot to autograph that. I meant to get the Sharpie and put my signature on that shirt for you. So,
are you going to sign it, Sonny? Or the hardest working man in sports?
No, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man.
He can't spell that. Don't make him do that.
Oh, and someone come in and he pressed the key. You can't see me. By the way, I mean, you want to talk about Chris picture. Look at him right there, man. I can see him really well. How you doing? Good to see you, my man.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Somebody's in a good mood.
Morning.
What number do you got on today?
All right, so the number we're displaying today is number 89.
Gotcha.
And remind me who number 89 is.
Well, you probably know him better as the coach.
Ditka.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't put two and two. It's Ditka. Oh my gosh, my brain has just been fried. Well, it's always been fried. If you listen to,
so I did want to ask
that guy right there always thinks I've been fried. So
I did want to ask Sonny and you guys, when I came on, you guys were talking about a team, and I was like, wait a minute, are they talking about the Browns? You can't run. Where's the defense? You know, the Browns and Cowboys
sounds familiar.
Even though the Cowboys trashed the Browns at Cleveland, the Browns and Cowboys are kind of running parallel right now. It's like,
Oh, God.
what the hell is going on?
Oh, and that being said, of course, I've got some I've got some a breaking premonition about something really big. So I just want to let you know.
Well, I want to tell you guys a little bit about what's going on in Cleveland. You guys heard about this?
Well, I listen. I've been so busy. I've had my head up my
Deshaun
ass for
Watson.
so long this week. So what's going on?
Mr. Deshaun Watson, I was scratching my head. It was like, wait a minute, is he taking notes or is he on phone calls with Kyler Murray about being selfish and I don't want to do something for my team? And it's like, dude, they're talking about maybe getting him into the running game to establish the running game. He's like, I don't want to do that. It's like, just sit your ass down. We're talking about we want to win games.
Your guy.
I don't know how you feel, Obi.
No, don't ever call him my guy. Ever. I did not want to sign this dude.
This is the guy that believed in Tim Couch. Okay, so there you go. That's all I gotta say.
Oh boy.
Why does he always bring that up, guys? Why?
It's one of those.
No, I mean, listen, Obi. All you got to do is fire back and say Blake Bortles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. I could do that.
Yeah. Well, you'll figure it out. You'll do it soon. I know. I feel it coming too. So
I just say Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Well, Trevor. Well. Anyway, that being said, Thursday Night Football. I got the Podfather's take on it. I want to run over to Cuervo. Cuervo, first of all, good morning. Good to see you. And second of all, what did you think about the Cowboys, dismantling the Giants? I mean, I kind of expected it, because of the situation.
That was the dismantling?
Well,
that was a dismantling?
That was a dismantling? They beat them by 5. Okay, that's not dismantling.
No, I'm just saying. I think that there was a lot more things going on there. I got.
You're all over the place. Knock the caffeine out the way.
At least the Cowboys
beat some more. Hey, this is almost gone. I need some more. Go ahead, Cuervo.
Did you hear me? At least the Cowboys beat the Giants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go. See?
I see where you were going with that, Obi. Listen, shout out to Vegas on hitting that spread, for everybody that
5.5,
yeah, that took the points instead of giving them. Vegas racked in on Thursday night, but I actually just to remind you guys, I don't get to really watch Thursday night games. So I got school that night. What I do know is that aside from the fact that it was a 5-point game, it was back and forth. It seemed like because I did kind of get some updates throughout the game, even though I didn't get to actually watch it. But listen, Trey Malik Neighbors is going to be a guy you're going to have to deal with in that division. Not just Dallas, but within that division, Malik Neighbors is going to be another guy that team's going to have to game plan for because I think he's going to be something that they could build off of there in New York. How do the Cowboys move forward going from here? You know what I mean? Like that was a game that really took a lot out of Dallas to win. And now the question, you guys are on injury report watch. Like, how long is Micah Parsons going to be out? How long is DeMarcus Lawrence going to be out? Are you guys going to get anything out of Ezekiel Elliott anytime soon? So there's a lot of questions with Dallas right now.
Well, and so it goes back to the thing I said earlier. What's that?
The cereal bowl's empty.
Nothing. Me and Obi cannot stand this. Oh, feed me more, kind of thing.
No,
and
but
just, drives me nuts.
but this goes to one thing. Dallas now's got the Steelers, the Lions, and the 49ers next.
Wow.
Find me a win there.
49ers.
Wait, well, what are the 3 games again?
Steelers, Lions, and Niners.
Maybe the Niners.
Listen, I can
The
see
Liners.
I can see them beating the Steelers. I can.
See that too.
I can
In
see
Pittsburgh?
Bryce will be in. His ears are ringing right now. I'm telling you.
I
Right
won't.
now.
I won't even say that because I mean,
what?
No, because here's the thing: the Steelers are playing with momentum. They got a lot of momentum right now. Dallas don't have that.
I'll say there's a lot to be said about confidence, and they're slowly building that confidence in Justin Fields. Okay, you say whatever you want. Everybody, and by the way, the parts of sports I did hear is when are they bringing back Russell Wilson? And I'm still confused about that. You're undefeated. Right you want to just exactly. You got a young guy who's confident, and he's obviously has a good rapport with the offensive coordinator to do what they are doing. If they go ahead and pull the plug on that just because Russell Wilson is healthy, I think that would just kill all the confidence on that kid, because what that would say is, we never believed in you in the first place. We didn't want you in there. So I think if they're smart, they stay with them. I guess we'll find Bryce out. Maybe he'll know a little bit more, or get the feeling of what's being heard in Pittsburgh regarding that. I'm really interested in going on. But as far as Dallas is concerned, that the building block started with the Giants like it did last year. And maybe that was the way they play. Listen, I hate the Cowboys. Can't stand them. But there's just something I think we are missing. I don't know what it is. And
they're missing a run game.
But I think more than that, their defense needs to be better. And I think it's something that Zimmer is going to have to figure out who's going to do what, when they're going to what, based on his, his scheme compared to the guy from last year. So I think if they get the defense figured out, maybe that 3-game stretch. If you think about it, if the Cowboys are putting together, I see 2 or 3 if they're really good, but if they're really bad, I can say 0-3 if they're mediocre, or 1-2. And if they're mediocre, who knows what will end up happening. So if they're bad, 0-3. Mediocre, 1-2. If they're good, they go 2-3. I don't say win all 3 of them. So yeah, I can't believe I'm trying to boost up the freaking Cowboys out of all
stop that shit.
Teams. It's unbelievable.
You just want your pick to be right about them winning the East.
I do.
It's not going to happen.
It's what everybody says. It's not going to happen. Listen, I know I'm in.
I got more faith in the Commanders that they might win the East than I have the Cowboys.
Oh, can we stop?
Hey, but they play the same damn teams. Let's get Jeez Louise. I thought I was. You're turning into Sonny is what's happening here, and that could be the scary.
Yeah, I got a new term for that. Trey, don't be a first take Jake, man. Don't be a first take
Jake.
Washington's gonna win the division. Are you kidding me?
I'm not saying they would. I'm saying I got more faith in them than I got with the Cowboys.
So
people are so enamored by J.D.
It's going to come down to week 17 and 18. That's what's just going to happen. It's the way it always happens in the NFC least. I mean, for God's sake, every damn year. Really and I know Greg, here we go. Here's Greg. I love it. There he is.
Here we go. Yeah, that's another overreaction. Yeah. You first take Jake's, I tell you.
First take Jake. All right. So there we go. Interestingly enough, we're going to wait for Bryce to get in, but we're going to hop on some games and talk about some of the games this week. Week number 4, I'll ask Cuervo this. I mean, normally we're beginning to see teams are who they are for the rest of the season. It usually starts week 4, 5, and 6. We are on week 4. Do you see a prediction of a team that will take that stretch 4, 5, and 6 and be out in front of some of the other teams that maybe they're in competition to do. Do you see a team that will stretch their legs in that stretch of games, those 3 games?
So like a team, so you're basically saying like a team that has struggled so far that is gonna.
Yes.
You've caught me with my pants down on that one, Sonny. I hadn't thought about that.
I probably should have shot
I
that
can
over
give it
to
to
you.
you. I can give it to you the other way, but as
Okay,
far
do
as
it the other way. Do it the other way. Well, the we all know Jaguars are bottom feeders, so that's
Right.
and they're gonna and yes, I'm gonna put my prediction out there. They're gonna lose today, so they'll be 0-4. So by the way, I'll just do it. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a disgrace. After the last 2 years of what they've been able to do with their quarterback and putting it together, having a good season, decent season, something has happened. I don't know what has happened with the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they are nowhere near where they need to be as far as the grand scheme of things. What's going to happen is they're going to lose today. Doug Peterson, listen, you go 0-4 with this squad after you just paid that quarterback. His ass is going to be griddle marks, and not even griddle marks. It's going to be that hamburger that sits on the damn grill for way too damn long, and you can't even eat the hamburger because it's too damn hard. Yeah, and forget about players on the team. Doug Peterson is good. If he loses today, an opportunity for the Jaguars to get rid of their head coach before it gets too late to maybe try to salvage some kind of positivity in the 2024 season to 2025 season. They need to find something right away. And I'm telling you right now, they're on the phone. They're trying to find someone. No, it is not, Bill Belichick. No. But I'm saying they're on the phone with somebody trying to find someone to, hey, I'm going to have someone step in here and be able to do something immediately. Jaguars are in a lot of trouble. And I agree with you, Greg. They're horrible. So I don't know. Your take there, Podfather, on the Jaguars.
Well, Jason Garrett needs a job, doesn't he? That's scary, huh? That's a scary thought. But here's the thing: if you look at the top 5 quarterbacks that have got the most money, right, from Dak Prescott to whoever, the record right now is 3-10. Right now, as we're currently listed.
Oh, they're making all that money.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not so much they're making. They have no team around them.
That's true.
So they can make all the money in the world they want to make. They got no team around them, and because of that, we're going to sit here and talk bad about the quarterbacks getting all this money and not winning their games. But the fact is, it's a 53-man roster. They can't afford the other 52 that are on there. So because of that, you're going to have the high-priced quarterback and the know-nothing team that they're with because you can't afford everybody else. And Jacksonville Jaguars, you can get rid of Peterson all you want. You can bring in the other person. You still have the same problems.
Well, no, you still have the same problem. But if you keep going down the road to 0-4, there's no sense of any type of positivity. Reality.
I mean, has Peterson already lost the locker
room? Probably.
I mean, if he's lost the locker room, then yeah, he needs to go.
You have to ask if that's a possibility. Listen, I had the Jaguars up to this point 2-2. They're not even close. They're not even close, and they need to turn that team around. Obi, we've seen Doug Peterson take a team and with the quarterback, Foles, and go win a Super Bowl, but yet he is not able to pull together a full team together. And he's had 3 years to do it, and going into year number 4 hasn't looked good.
No, it has not. And
but hold on a second. Is that the head coach's job or is that the general manager's job?
It's both. It's the general manager to get the players
right
to cohese and to be part of the grand scheme of things, right? And who's creating the grand scheme of things is the head coach.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
you
I
look
mean,
at
so if you're going to cut the head off, you got to start with the general manager first, I think, because he
Yeah.
created this mess.
you have to have
You
players.
can't, yeah, but you can't cut the general manager during the season. In reality, if you
But you cut the head coach. What have you accomplished? The heads are going to roll, but not the guy who's really making all the moves.
well, you also got to
we got
remember
we
who's
got that.
in control of that franchise.
I mean,
Remember who's in control of that franchise.
We got that in Dallas.
That's that. The Cardinals organization.
Yeah,
All those years they had
Bidwells.
Steve Keim.
I love them.
Steve Keim made that. It was just awful.
Mm-hmm. So
Awful.
you got to remember also who's running that over there in Jacksonville, the Cons. So that's up on that. All right, so let's
So you
hop
want me to
into
give
it.
you- Let me give you my team.
Yeah,
My team that is going to underperform the next 3 weeks. Well, I would say underperform, but just be a complete dumpster fire at end of week 6. The next
about
3
you?
games, at Vegas, that's a loss. I want them to win, but I don't see them beating Vegas. Next week at the Commanders, that's a loss. And the next week after that, week 6 at Philadelphia. That's 3 losses right there, people. The way they're playing football right now, that's 3 losses.
all right, Cuervo. What was yours?
Oh, Obi, that's too easy, man. You got another team that's going to underachieve. It's easy to talk about your own team. You got another team in mind? I got one for both, by the way.
Come back to me, and I'll find out.
All right.
All right, Sonny, I put some thought into it. I took a look at some stuff. I think the team that's going to kind of, how you said, they've struggled the first few weeks, but they're going to come back to who they actually are, and they're going to start winning games again. And I think it starts tonight. I'm just going to give the pick away. I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to come back to reality. I think they're going to come back to show who they really are, and I think they're going to get the offense figured out. The defense is going to start playing a little better. For whatever reason, Baltimore is off to a slow start, but I think they bounce back, and I think it starts on Sunday Night Football tonight. Now, the team that I think is on cloud 9 that's going to come back down, I think, is the team within my division, the Minnesota Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And it could start today.
Yeah, I just, look, hey, good for them. They're starting out. They're 3-0. They're top of the division right now. Sam Darnold is looking like, Joe Montana out there. But I think we all know that that this thing is going to come back to reality eventually.
You would think. I mean, because normally quarterbacks like Sam Darnold, they go back to what they do and who they are. The only person right now, and I can't believe I'm about ready to say this, but this is not like he's fantastic. Or Geno Smith has turned his game around. Let's be honest. I'll admit it. I was sorry. I was maybe a little
not exactly
wrong.
Right.
Yeah, not exactly right about Geno Smith. But, I mean, he's no barn burner, but at least he's proven he's a little bit different. Well, I'm really simple. I know who I'm at. The Giants have no way of coming back. They're in a lot of trouble. The Jaguars are just pathetic. Now, I mean, pathetic as far as that is concerned. And then I did have Obi's Cleveland Browns. Just horrible. So, there you go. Go ahead.
Okay. I looked at it.
All right.
You look at this team's record right now, and it's like, wow, they're 0-3. It's like it's a real head scratcher, and it's in the AFC North Division. I think the Cincinnati Bengals make a big comeback. That team the way that team is way too talented to be 0-3. I think they're gonna right the ship today with the pathetic Carolina Panthers, and I would be real concerned if the Bengals struggle to beat the Panthers. There's something going on. There's something stinks in Cincinnati, and I don't know what it is.
And they got figured. It's
the mouse and the
ball.
They blow out the Panthers. Everybody's like, "Oh, okay, all right." They're back on the page. what I've seen so far is where in the world is the Cincinnati defense?
I don't
Where
think
are
it's Joe Burrow. So, Podfather, who do you got?
I agree. I agree with Cuervo. I think the Ravens, after beating the Cowboys last week, they're the team that they're my Super Bowl pick this year, and obviously
Wow.
starting off 0-2 wasn't the best option, but that momentum I talked about. I mean, can they get that? Huh?
the Mo word? I always
The whole word, yeah. And again, you're playing in division right now with the Bengals who can't figure it out, but the Browns will never figure it out. So I mean, those are two teams that you should be able to take full advantage of right there, as of right now. Granted, the Bengals might figure it out, and I can't say that about the Browns, but I do think the Ravens are the team to look for in the AFC going forward. I think they'll make a move. I don't know. I'm not sure if they're going to do what I think they're going to do, but they're definitely going to get into the hunt here eventually. And once again, you got to win more than just one game a season right now. That's what they're currently at. As far as the other way around, it's easy to pick the Vikings. It's so easy to pick the Vikings. But look at the
Colin
Niners.
Cowherd has them in the Super Bowl.
Well, he's an idiot. But I
can give you another team if you want, Trey.
Go ahead.
And this is me kind of trying to reel in Bryce here, but I think the Steelers are the reality. They're 3-0 right now, and that's great. Guess what? They played an average Atlanta team. They played, and I love my wife to death.
I know
they played a bad Bronco team with a bad offense, and a Justin Herbert-less Charger team. So, tell me the quality of win there. Which team can you honestly say? Which win was a real quality win for the Steelers in the first
See, the thing is, I hate the words quality win because it diminishes the fact that they actually got a win. I mean, look, Dallas is notorious for not having quality wins. I get all that. And when they have a chance to play a quality team, they lose. I get all that. But the thing is, though, is that you got to play who's on your schedule, good or bad.
I understand that.
And you got to beat them, good or bad.
Right.
Case in point, Dallas played the Giants. Giants aren't great. They played the Browns. They ain't great. Again, you played against two other teams that, the Saints, who I think are going to be that team that might fall down to earth a little bit because I still don't trust Derek Carr. But then again, they're doing things on their defense and their offense that they ain't done in a long time. So hopefully that carries them over. I mean, once again, that's a tough division right there, the AFC, the NFC South.
Oh, yeah.
And
so real quick, Trey, when I say quality win, it's not about how much you win by; it's the team that you beat.
Right.
So it's the quality of the team. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I mean by quality win.
I get that.
Not necessarily you won by 50, but.
Oh, I know.
And if you're behind, are you?
Not all wins are created equal. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a bad week, if you're playing bad and you still win the game, you found a way to win the game.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
We all go back to
that's quality.
We all go back to saying, "Hey, what did Al Davis always say? Just win, baby."
But it's funny because we can overanalyze every game that's gone on, every team that's out there, and we look at our picks and we're going, we can barely win 7 games right now. So I mean, it's so hard right now because we're in that grind of the season where we don't know who's who, and when we think we know, let's face it. Last week we were all set in our ways. We all know for a fact this is going to win, and 50% of the time we're going, shit, what happened? So.
It's the way of 2024-25 season.
All
right. That being said, we're going to start it, and we're going to start with a Sunday afternoon game with the gentleman who is at the bottom right-hand corner. That be the OB. His team is going. He's got a tough one against Las Vegas against Gardner Minshew. Now I'm just going to say one thing: if your football team cannot beat Gardner Minshew, you need to fire your head coach, just straight out. Because first of all, he should be on griddle marks anyway. But that being said, your game today, Do you see him coming out with a victory? I know in your heart, I know you want your Browns to win something, but come on, let's get down to reality. What do you think? Should they? They should win. By the way, I'm just going to say that they should win.
They should win, right?
So what do you think?
Should win.
Should.
Now I'm debating.
What are you going to should?
I'm debating whether do I want to start off with my heart and my head pick, or do I want to just kind of talk about what I want to see happening in the game?
I'd like to hear that part.
I'm going to start by I'm going to do the Brycing. Here's what the Browns need to do to win this game. The Browns need to be able to stop, and yes, I'm going to say this: stop Gardner Minshew and the Vegas Raiders. Because you can't stop what's his face in the Giants, Daniel Jones. What in the freak is going on? So you got to stop them. Week after week after week, I say this, I'm a broken record. Establish the run game. Yes, Deshaun Watson, run the football. Do some RDP plays and be able to run pass option, RPAs. Do some of that. Deshaun Watson, throw the ball better. Show me that you are the leader on that team. And defense, let's unleash Myles Garrett and the rest of that defensive line to make Gardner Minshew make mistakes. Because if he could sit back there, any NFL quarterback, if they have time and can go through their progressions, can win any game on any Sunday. Any NFL quarterback. I ain't even saying that about Trevor Lawrence and Russell Wilson and all these other guys that are, the Kirk Cousins. I mean, Kirk Cousins could carve you up. But if the Browns cannot get pressure on Gardner Minshew, we're in trouble.
Absolutely. Not just for the game, for the rest of the season.
So I've given you, and I agree with you, Sonny, what you said. If my Cleveland Browns cannot beat the Raiders today, Stefanski should have more than just griddle marks on his ass.
Yeah, that's right.
Deshaun Watson, depending on how he plays, if he plays like he's been playing, sit his ass down. I said that last week. I'm going to say it again this week. I'm tired of seeing this crap. And the defense needs to show up. This was before the season started, this was a top tier defense.
Yep.
You gave up 30-something to the Cowboys, who that was a real head scratcher in Cleveland. You lose to the Giants at home. Both those games were at home.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I'm going to say. My heart wants the Cleveland Browns to win so badly. But my head and what I see, I'm going to pick the Vegas Raiders with my head.
Wow. That being said, his ears were ringing. That's all I know. His ears were ringing because there he is.
Dig it, sucker.
He seems to be so on for his football team, but he said he needed to get fitted for a clown suit. It's the one and only, the best smile on the internet. It's Bryce from Brooklyn. Oh,
where is he?
Where is he?
There he
Bryce.
is.
So obviously you were in the waiting room, so you heard what I had to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
What?
You know what? I just, first of all, great to see everybody. Week 4, can't believe it's
really
week
quick,
4.
really quick. I'm sorry, I gotta just interrupt really quick. What size suit did you get for the clown suit? Was it a medium or a large or extra large?
Listen,
Oh my God, that's a little too personal.
I try to be unbiased. I looked at the game. I thought Herbert, like I said, makes a couple more plays, but Justin Fields was game. 58 yards in the first half, but he was 10 for 10. He was matching him on completions. That game was close. Teams were trying to play to their personality. Mobility mattered because, like I said, it's harder to run because Mike Tomlin fears quarterback mobility more than, say, J.K. and Gus in Baltimore. It was Lamar. They keyed in on him. They got after Justin. That ankle flared up. They kept rolling. fit me for a clown suit. I thought that was our first loss, but extra large clown suit.
Extra.
You know who else? Wait. I was in the waiting room. You know who else needs to be fitted for a clown suit? The whole city of Cleveland.
Oh my God.
Fit them for a clown suit. We sat here last week and said they better not lose to the football giants.
I said that.
You said that. And then they said, and we agree that cannot happen.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they didn't just lose to the football giants.
They got their
football giants punched them in the mouth.
Exactly.
Yep.
And they did not respond.
Yep.
I tell you, that team, it is official. The Cleveland Browns are going nowhere with Deshaun Watson, a quarterback. That 199 yards, maybe a touchdown, maybe not, a turnover, that's the best you're going to get.
Yep.
Which means that team is not going anywhere. Because while I like the defense, here we go.
Where is it?
Myles Garrett is a phenomenal player. When you look at Myles Garrett's counting stats and more of his advanced numbers, other than pass rush win rate, I'm talking last year, that everyone harped on, Myles Garrett at times does not impact the game in the way that he needs to for someone paid like him and for someone that has as much cachet and hype that he has. The fumble recoveries, the strip sacks, interceptions, batted balls, timely plays at timely moments. Really ask yourself, do you get enough of that from Myles Garrett, other than the sacks? Do you get enough of that in games that you like against the Giants? He needed to take over that game. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe he's hurt. He needed to take over that game. You just don't get it enough. Maybe that's because of where he plays. He's a defensive end.
But he moves around.
Things.
He moves around. And he's trying to get that. They move him around and he tries to get that matchup that he can win. He's not winning. He's not winning. You come back, you look at it like what you just said. Batted balls, quarterback rushes, sacks. I don't care about, interceptions, strip fumbles, strip sacks. That's what you need. He's not doing it. He's only time he's doing it is against the bad teams. Well, hey, guess what? The Giants are a bad team. Did he do it last week? No. Why? Why is he not doing it? What's going on? Is he hurt? I don't know. I've been trying to, nothing's going on. Nothing's coming out of Cleveland saying he's hurt. So is that Stefanski trying to do a Belichick thing and keep everything under wraps? But you heard me. This team, you want to talk about so much frustration. No business losing to the Giants last week.
And it's so bad that it's so bad your cat is even crying about it.
Yes,
in the background.
exactly.
That's how bad. That's how bad it is.
The cat is booing the Cleveland Browns right now. Look, it's early in the season.
My cat's a Lions fan. Hey, by the way,
it's early in the season, so I'm going to actually be gracious and give a reprieve. There's a lot of football to be played, but if this team goes as Deshaun Watson goes. If Deshaun Watson does not play like a $230 million quarterback, you can expect more of these type of games. Because again, you look at Myles Garrett, particularly last year, counting stat, the stuff that is like impacting the game, not just, I won my rush, but if you won your rush, the guy escaped, threw a touchdown, why are you getting credit for that? Like that's only one aspect.
Yeah.
And the impact plays, his feel on the game, I'm telling you, he's not
the same guy as he's been.
Not as big as a guy he's obviously compared to all the time.
Yeah.
I think he's been the same guy. That's for sure.
Right.
Cuervo, when you're looking at today's game with the Raiders, Gardner Minshew again, I cannot believe the Raiders decided to go into this season with that quarterback. I just don't get it. But what's your take up on what you think you'll see today in the Browns visiting the
Raiders? Listen, you look the Cleveland Clowns. They looked pretty bad last week, and the week before that, and the week before that.
Before that, yes.
What if there was a world, though, Obi, where I told you that I think the Browns have a chance to win this game today? And the reason I say that is because injuries matter. And when we're talking about guys in the likes of Max Crosby and Devontae Adams, if I told you those guys were out and they're not playing in this game, would it change your feeling on how you think the Browns will play today?
No, my feeling and my brain are two different things. My
Okay.
feeling is my heart, and my heart
What's
says
your brain telling you?
my brain. I would say no. The way that
Still gonna lose?
the Browns have performed the last couple of weeks, my brain tells me I see no way that they could beat the Raiders. None. Deshaun Watson has shown me nothing that he could go out there and say, hey, Deshaun, we're down by 4. I need you to drive the ball down in 2 minutes and get us a win. He's not going to do it because there's something going on. And I think, all this off-field crap that's going on, I think that's a big thing. But he shows no confidence back there. He acts like he's lost back there when it comes down to crunch time. It's like he's like a rookie quarterback back there when it comes down to we're down by 4, we're down by 5. I need you to drive the ball down and get us a touchdown and win the game.
Yeah,
he is making top tier money to do that. And is he performing like the Patrick Mahomes and the other guys who do it week in and week out? No, he's not.
But I think what Cuervo's point is because Max Crosby is out for this game. There is no Devontae Adams for this football team today. So, and I get what you're saying. Now, I'll go back to what Bryce said a couple of years ago about this guy. He had some mad love for him. If there is any mad love left in him, can he do it? It has to be this week, knowing that you've got 2 of the 3 main guys of your football team that are worth a nickel on this football team. Okay, out of the game. So you should end up Cuervo. This is a game where the Browns should not just win, they should dominate without having those 2 guys on the football field when you don't have Devontae Adams and you got Gardner Minshew with nobody to throw to now.
Well, I mean, look, Sonny, those are big losses today for the Raiders, right? But you still got 10 other guys on offense, 10 other guys on defense that are playing in this football game, minus those 2 guys. You got somebody else that is going to, step in for those guys. So I don't want to completely determine my pick based on just those 2 guys being out, but it does make a difference. So, that being said, I want to see how the Raiders respond today to what happened last week with them losing to the pathetic Panthers, as we called them earlier, right? Because Canales really, I mean, you talk about a guy having some brass balls to bench Bryce Young and bring in Andy Dalton. And wouldn't you know it, the offense looks competent, at least for one game. And they go out there and they embarrassed the Raiders. They embarrassed them. And all this stuff, the post game and everything that Antonio Pierce talked about, business decisions and all that, I wonder how this team is going to look today. And that's why I think there's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance that the Browns win this game today. There's a chance.
But so we're going to go back to the trenches. These games are won in the trenches, and our offensive line is so banged up right now. It's horrible. So banged up. We got backups, and we got backups in behind backups in this offensive line. And is that the reason why Deshaun Watson has no confidence? Maybe. But I'm sorry. I mean, my heart says, yes, pick the Browns. They are my team. I want them to win. Even without Matt Crosby on the defensive line for the Raiders, I don't see our offensive line being able to perform and giving Deshaun Watson the time to throw the ball and operate this offense. And again, if you can't run the ball, Raiders defense is going to pin their ears back and come after Deshaun Watson. They're going to come after him with everything. And Deshaun has not shown that he can win that game.
Godfather, what's your take up on the Raiders as they are at home against the Cleveland Clowns, as one Bryce from Brooklyn likes to say?
Podfather?
Can you hear me okay? Because
Yeah.
my signal's
loud and
going
clear.
out.
Here, yes.
You're good.
Loud and
Loud and clear. Can you hear us? He's on a
Okay.
delay.
I can.
He's on
Y'all are coming in kind of choppy for me.
Yeah. So, all right. So,
Yeah, y'all are coming here. Also, here, go ahead and log me out.
okay, cool. All right. So he wants me to give him a quick boot, and then we'll get back. So I'll go ahead and go on that. There we go. All right. So Bryce, so look at this game. Let's grab the quick predictions here. And get your take up on the game and who you think who you got.
Browns and the Raiders. You know something? Antonio Pierce. I'm going to talk. Let me talk about Antonio Pierce. They were embarrassed when they lost to Carolina. You could tell he had that look in his eye. Like, he likes to play football a certain way. The guys normally buy in. They had a bad day. The Raiders believe in playing a certain way. You got to take the Gardner Minshew thing out, because the Browns just lost to Daniel Jones. so there's you can't lose to Gardner Minshew. Like, I hear what Obi's saying, but you can't lose to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is sitting back there looking like he looked like Andy Dalton last week. So there's that. You got Brock Bowers, good tight end. They actually have two really good tight ends. They have another tight end, I believe his last name is May. He's a good player. You still, I think Devontae is going to play. It's going to be in Vegas, and the Browns' offensive line is too inconsistent.
Yep.
The way to win for the Browns is the Steeler formula right now. 30 carries, you're ugly up the game, give it to your defense. They have to, that corner group is as good as anyone. Lock them up. They don't really have. I like JOK has to elevate, erase Brock Bowers. JOK and Delpit have to erase Brock Bowers, and you win a 16-13 game. And can Deshaun Watson muster up enough, extend a play, make a couple throws to win the game? Problem is that Jerome Ford is back there and not Nick Chubb. And I believe the Raiders I don't want to say shut down the Browns running game, because the scheme is pretty good. But with the line coupled with the backup, who I like, but it's not a guy that scares you to that point where you can really lean on him. I've got the Raiders beating the Browns. Browns go to 1-4. Their season is in jeopardy.
All right, then. So the Browns done. Cuervo, who's your pick in this one, and why you got him? I mean, you brought up the idea about the injuries. That's a concern. Does it change your mind? If it doesn't, you don't know football. You're taking two main pods out. Two main guys out of your system. One on each side of the ball, too, by the way. So you're taking the best players off the field on both sides of the field. You got to take a second look at it. I agree with you. What's your take? Who you think gets this game, Cuervo?
Yeah, so I try to make an argument for both sides. Ultimately though, and I don't feel confident about this pick at all. I think this game can go either way. If the Browns are smart, they're gonna attack the edge that Crosby is missing. Exploit that backup, the end, whoever it is, and run the ball down the Raiders' throat. Just avoid the middle, because you got a guy like Wilkins right there up, in the middle, and you want to run away from him, right? So if the Browns are smart, and if they're going to have any chance to win this football game, they run the ball and they run right at that backup where Crosby would be. That being said, I still think, again, I have to pick somebody. So I'll take the Raiders. They're at home. I'm really interested, like I said, to see how they're going to respond to, number one, the way they lost that game last week against Carolina. And number two, the things that Antonio Pierce said based on the way that the Raiders performed. Hey, they want to make business decisions. Fine, we're going to make business decisions. And I'm not going to conspiracy. I'm not going to assume anything, or I'm not trying to make any type of theories or anything. But I just, I want to see how the Raiders play, and that will tell us, all of us, if Antonio Pierce still has control in that locker room or not. Because if the Raiders come out looking like a bag of dog crap, then we know our answer. Antonio Pierce, as Bryce likes to say, he might be cooked as head coach of the Raiders.
If they set him up for failure, though, Cuervo, don't you think? I mean, you got Gardner friggin' Minshew. I mean, you're expecting,
You're focusing too much on the quarterback, Sonny. It's not just the quarterback on the team.
I completely get that. But when you're walking into a football team with Gardner Minshew, you're already 4 steps behind. I know I put a lot of emphasis on that. But at the same time, you've got to be able to get – and there he is. You've got to be able to – get something from your guy, or at least have some talent. I mean, I don't know how you go into so this I'll throw up on the general manager. How do you expect Gardner Minshew to be the guy? So that sucks, but you're not doing him any favors as a rookie, inexperienced head coach without having a. You got to have a cog, and he's not even a cog. He's a jag. He's just a guy, and you will not win in the NFL with Gardner Minshew as your starting quarterback. It's fine if you want to have backup. That's all day long, but you're already 4 steps behind. Not 1, not 2, but 3 steps. They're 4 steps behind if you can't even move the damn ball.
Well, you want to blame the GM on, not getting anything better than Gardner Minshew's starting quarterback, fine. You could put that on the GM. But at the same time, we can't act like there's 32 Tom Brady's in the NFL. Like, somebody's going to have a less quality quarterback. Not everybody's going to have the highest caliber of quarterback. That's just not the way it works. So, we want to point at Minshew, fine, but you got to look at the rest of the team too. Is all I'm saying. And that's what I mean by Pierce losing the whole locker room, not just him pointing the finger at Gardner Minshew and pulling a Sean Payton and saying that it's all the quarterback's fault. Like, there's 52 other guys on that roster, so and he is the leader of all of those guys, not just Gardner Minshew. Stefanski's not just in charge of Deshaun Watson. That's not how it works. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely. And I agree with what you're saying, but as far as that's concerned. But, you got certain guys that are stepping in. I mean, you got Geno Smith, who's actually, God, I can't believe I'm going to say this, playing okay. You got Sam Darnold coming out of nowhere, out of oblivion, and playing well. It's and then you got Gardner Minshew. I get what you're saying. So, all right. So that being said, who do you got in this game, Cuervo? Officially, I couldn't tell. I think you're definitely on the Raiders, but any chance that you're going to go the other way?
I mean, since I have to, I got to pick somebody, like I said, so. I'll go with the Raiders because they're at home and like Obi said, that offensive line. If the offensive line in Cleveland was a little healthier, I'd definitely take the Browns, despite how they played in the first few weeks. So I'll take the Raiders, but if you can win by half a point, I would say that's what's going to happen. But Raiders by 1.
Podfather.
I've gone back and forth on this pick for the last 20 minutes because it's really a pick 'em.
Yeah,
it is.
At the end of the day, it comes down to this. Cleveland's defense, not as great as they were last year, but they're still good. against Gardner Minshew. That's the deciding factor for me. So as bad as Deshaun Watson is, he's not the other team. So give me Cleveland.
I am on Cleveland myself. The Gardner Minshew is definitely big time. If the defense can be just a percentage of what they are or could be, they should be able to win this game. And I'm going to go with the woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm going to go with Opie's Browns today. So that takes us to
Everybody pick the Raiders.
Yeah, something like that. All right. It's now time. I actually caught about an hour ago a post from the man in the right-hand corner about the Pittsburgh Steelers taking, and I won't give it away because I loved it. It was so funny. So I'll take it over to Bryson, Brooklyn. Your Steelers are taking on who are they taking on today?
Let's hear it.
The Pittsburgh Steelers will be taking on the Indianapolis Dolts. On Sunday.
Dolts. Love it.
They will be taking on the Dolts.
So how do you feel about this game today, Bryce? I mean, this is a game, you seem like you got your quarterback right now. So
let me tell you something. How do I feel about this game? This game, it takes me back to last week. And I hate to do it because it makes me feel like Sonny Clark, because I feel like I'm kicking him down. But Cuervo, let me tell you something. The more I watch your Bears, the more I watch Justin Fields. Now Fields, long way to go. We'll see how this plays out. But the more I watch it, the more I look at coaching, the more I think, I'm just wondering, did they really make the right decision keeping Eberflus?
That man walking. So
I look at that team. I look at Caleb Williams and the way that he's been brought along, and it's a long season. We'll see. But that takes me back. Now I'll bring it back to this game. This game has interesting little matchups. First of all, the Colts offensive line, very good. I think it's a top 5 statistically in the league. The Steelers' defensive line, starting out, has been very good. So the rubber's going to meet the road here, and that's going to be fun to watch. The Steelers' defensive line. No Alex Highsmith playing the other edge opposite of T.J. Watt. He's hurt. Nick Herbig, who whenever he has played since his rookie year last year, has been a monster. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Colts' offensive line has always been a good one. So, yeah, that's going to be a great matchup to watch. Also, again, quarterback mobility. The Steelers can struggle sometimes with quarterbacks that can break, contain, extend the play, get downhill, and have this freakish ability to run. Anthony Richardson's a freak show. Don't you ever think, we talk about Gardner Minshew, and being able to extend the play and make plays. This dude right here, Anthony Richardson, I don't care how many wild YOLO interceptions he throws. The 2 freak plays he makes can lose you a football game. Mm-hmm. He can beat you with those. He could scramble out, stumble, and throw a 70-yard touchdown, putting 7 on the board. It's a lot of feast or famine. Those guys can give you fits. And then Jonathan Taylor. With that offensive line, they're always going to be a threat to get out of a stadium with a win because they've got this freakish quarterback who can make plays, and they got this running back that's one of the best. Their defense is spotty, but they're playing at home, which allows them to play faster. They've always been a defense that likes to play fast at home, get after you. For us, it's about getting that early lead. It's about in terms of the early lead, yes, because you want to make this guy play from behind so you could be more aggressive and kind of find those early scoring opportunities. Then you want to stop that run, get them behind the chains so they can't control the pace and give Anthony Richardson more times to make one of those plays. But I think the biggest thing, and this came up a couple weeks ago with Denver, Corliss Waitman, the punter, get the good day to day, field position. Make these guys go the length of the field so you can force Anthony Richardson into some of these YOLO mistakes that he will make with the ball, which then gives it back to you to get more possessions. But the punter's going to have to do well today. Good punts, field position, make them go the length of the field. I like Waitman. He's been really good in replace of Cam Johnston, so hopefully that continues.
Podfather, what's your take up on Indianapolis and Pittsburgh this week?
Honestly, I'm just gonna go with the hot hand. That's Pittsburgh. I'm not a big believer in Justin Fields, but I'm a big believer in the big M word, momentum, and they have that. The Colts, they're figuring it out, but it's gonna be, it's weird because coming from my own perspective for the Cowboys, which, by the way, I just read Micah Parsons could be out till the bye week, so that's 3 weeks he could be out. So, but I can see Pittsburgh losing this game and getting hyped up for Dallas the next week and beating the living shit out of them then to take it for Pittsburgh to beat the shit out of the Cowboys. You heard me say it, Bryce. But what?
Are you? Your pick is the Steelers or the Colts?
I'm picking the Steelers, but what I'm saying though is that I could see them possibly dropping this game and then getting ready for next week and just getting ready to take on the Cowboys in Pittsburgh. But I don't think anyone's going to get for the Cowboys this year, so this is not that year for that. So yeah, give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers. It's a gut reaction.
I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about anything else but the Colts. After this game, we'll get to future games.
Oh, I know. We will.
All right, Cuervo, what's your take on this game and who's going to win and why?
Yeah, so Steelers Colts. Yeah, I really don't have a lot to say about this game in reality. I know I'm going to try to build it up, but I'm just going to be straightforward about it. Bryce, I think your team goes to 4-0 today. And it's not because I'm impressed with the offense. I can tell you that right now. But I do think that with Highsmith out, I want to see how much pressure TJ Watt can get on his own without somebody else being on the opposite end to kind of cause that extra attention that you got to put on the line. So, yeah, I think the Steelers win. Like I said, they'll go to 4-0. And, please, I ask you this, Bryce, please show me what a real running game looks like, because the Colts are not very good at stopping it. I don't know what a real run game looks like. So if your team can show my team how it's done against that defense, that would be great. Take notes and maybe figure it out. So, yeah, Steelers.
All right. Steelers, Obi.
Pains me. This game pains me.
No, you love it. You love it. Secretly love it.
Because
Say it.
I hate the Steelers.
But look, it pains me too, Obi, because now Steelers go to 4-0 today. Oh boy, everybody in Chicago, we did it, Kent Fields.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. There
Stop
it is.
They're not gonna. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not gonna win this game because of Fields. He's gonna have no impact. They're gonna win because that run game is going to be on point, and they're going to win a whopping 10-7 game against the Colts.
See. Now, hold on, Sonny. I'm going to respond to that because Podfather, this is Cuervo getting to his motivational speech bag. He's starting to make these proclamations. First of all, for the fact that Justin Fields no impact. See, Cuervo's talking. See, that's his fandom talking, his passion. Fields has had no impact on any of these 3 wins. It's been all, Cuervo. It's been all the defense. Like Fields has been out here like Deshaun, and they've been winning in spite of Fields. It's actually the opposite. Fields has done a very good job of managing the game, making really good throws, not making mistakes. And against the Chargers in the second half, and even throughout the game, he was one of the reasons they got that game and broke that open, reading the middle of the field, seeing the field with his eyes, not just taking off. So we have to acknowledge, at least in these 3 games, the progression of Justin Fields. And when he was asked on I'll stop here. When he was asked on Cam Hayward's podcast, because Cam was doing this thing of rapid fire answer, better coaching, Pittsburgh or Chicago, and he couldn't even get it out of Pittsburgh. It's not even close. That's what Justin Fields said. So we can't deny that there has been a progression that we were not seeing in the past in these first 3 games. Let's see if it continues. I'm all for that. But to say he's going to have no impact, that is Cuervo's emotion talking.
Whoa, we talk about fan talking. Like we're gonna act like Bryson talking like a fan right now. Come on now.
What? No, look at
What's unreasonable about what I said? What is unreasonable? The
You know how
progression.
we talked about 3 with Bryce? 3. That's how many offensive touchdowns the Pittsburgh Steelers have this season. 3. Well,
I
he's
acknowledge that.
such a big impact. I mean, he's
No. I didn't say he had a big impact. Not a big impact. He has had an impact, though, on these games with the way he has managed them. But see, you say big because you're trying to you go to no impact, which is just not true.
He has not had an impact, period.
That is not
3
true.
offensive touchdowns.
Sonny, this is a
3.
duel, right? This is a duel.
On top
Right?
of that,
Duel.
on top of that,
It's
on
not.
top of
Wasn't
that,
It's simply not true. The idea that he's had no impact is simply not true. That's Cuervo being a hater and
Right.
being emotional right now.
Okay,
The
hold
Steelers
on.
won the first game on field goals.
Hey, wasn't it
All
my
field
turn to talk
goals
about
the
this
first
game?
game.
I
Second game
somewhat
was
agree.
against-
I somewhat agree with what Cuervo's saying, as far as but as far as on the field impact, maybe lacking, but the confidence behind it that they're building up. I honestly believe the Steelers didn't expect to go into this season winning games by 21 or even 10. They were hoping to get wins. That's all they wanted was the tick underneath the W.
Yeah.
And they've been able to accomplish that even with them. So slowly what I think is they're recognizing that Fields can do it and maybe he'll get better. But I think Cuervo's right. I don't think he's had that much impact on the game while the game is playing when he is in there. I just don't. I see what Cuervo's saying, but I see also the confidence that everybody is building behind him. So if they get behind him, everybody's on the same page. And I think that's what the situation is. I think everybody understands it's going to take a couple of weeks for Justin Fields to get there. But listen, I don't know what his quarterback ranking is. I it can't be. Well, no, I mean, I'm talking about as far as who's the better quarterback this year. I think he'd probably be ranked around 16, maybe 16, 17.
Oh, okay.
And that's nothing to write home to mama about. But, so I see exactly what Cuervo says. But I'm going to go with the Steelers because of what Bryce said, coaching. Because Bryce kind of stole my thunder on that a little bit. We're thinking the coaching staff. So they're totally different than what you see on paper. Oh gosh, these are great, but one team is getting more out of certain guys, and that's what you're seeing in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is why I'm going to go Steelers.
Can I say a couple more things real quick? Because
Sure.
I really want to get back. I really want to get back in Bryce's good graces a little bit. Number one, I'll rephrase what I said. All right, Fields has made minimal impact. All right, how about that? Is that better? He's made minimal impact.
He has had an impact.
He has.
It's not big,
minimal,
but it is not
big.
and it is not minimal. Because
I don't want to. Yeah, it's not a definitive yes or no. Right?
He has had impact.
I'm okay. All right, he's made an impact. Number
made
two,
an impact.
Number two.
Well, hold on. What are you talking about? Like impact? You're talking about maybe a meteor hitting the earth and crashing into it, or is it just a pebble that comes down and then just hits the ground? I think is what he's asking. What kind of asteroid is he coming and hitting?
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about asteroids, so
Asteroids hitting the Earth. Come on. I mean, what do you call it? When a meteor. How much is it? A big impact or a small impact?
it's not earth shattering, but it's not a pebble. He's been good. That's it. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been terrible.
Plays when he's asked to make a play.
Absolutely. No one's saying when have I come on this show and talked about Justin Fields as a top 5 quarterback or has had this big impact? But you know who has come on this show saying no impact, all defense, hasn't done anything? The emotional Chicago Bears fan. He's the one that's come on.
I own it.
I have never come on this show.
Exactly. That guy right over there. Now,
I will own that.
Hey,
you know why?
I'll say, hey.
I will own it. You know why? Because Bryce, you've had him for 3 games. I had him for 3 years. I know what this guy's game is. All right. I know that, and it's going to come out eventually. It's gonna. It already has, because like you said, he's made an impact, but it ain't no major like what Big Ben used to do for Pittsburgh. But the other thing I was gonna say though is I actually agree with Fields. I think Pittsburgh's coaching is 100 times better than what you got in Chicago with Matt Eberfluff, because that's what you hear when you talk post game. It's a bunch of fluff. That's all it is. It's fluff.
So can I finish my turn now?
Go ahead, Obi.
Spicy
as I began, it pains me.
Oh, you've seen nothing yet, Bryce. You wait.
Yeah.
It pains me to say that the Steelers are doing well. The Steelers are winning games that they should win. Games. What? They're not winning games because of Fields. Here's my thought is I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers went and got Justin Fields as initially to be a backup to Russell Wilson. And Russell got hurt. Then they brought in Justin and said, okay, you're going to be our starter. I want you to limit your mistake. Don't lose the game for us.
Mm-hmm.
Manage the game. And Mike Tomlin's not going to ask Justin Fields to go out there and be Ben Roethlisberger and stand back in the pocket and pick teams apart. That's not Justin Fields' game. He's going to say, when you have an opportunity, I want you to see option 1, option 2. If they're not open and the field is open, run. That's your game. It pains me to say that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win this game today, but they are. But I'm going to say, if there ever is a game for the Pittsburgh Steelers that's a trap game, this one is it. Because next week they got who? Who do they have next week?
I'm not going to say
that. Steelers cannot afford to fall behind in this game. Neither team can fall behind in this game. I mean, if you want to say that if the Steelers or the Colts are behind and they ask their quarterback to make a big play, that would be Anthony Richardson. He can make that big throw 70 yards down the field, 60 yards down the field. Justin Fields can't do that. But Justin Fields can manage the game. So it's going to come down to who gets the lead, who's able to control that, they talk about game control. Game control, I feel like the Steelers will have. And, they can stop the run. I'm not worried about TJ Watt. TJ Watt's going to do TJ Watt things in this game. Yep. He might not have 2 or 3 sacks, but we go back to what were we asking Myles Garrett to do? TJ Watt is going to disrupt this game somehow, some way. I see a play coming. I see a strip sack. I see a ball. It's 3rd down and 5, and the Colts have to make a play to get the first down. I see TJ Watt knocking down the pass. I just see that play happening from TJ Watt today. So it's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler win. It's going to be 17-13. Ugly game.
You had you were
Yeah. I had a question for Bryce. Bryce, are the Steelers expecting Russell Wilson to come back?
Good question. Yes. This is just my belief. My belief is that Russell Wilson was a lot more hurt than what they let on with his calf. And I believe they were concerned that if this guy goes out here, he's not running like Justin Fields. He can still extend. He pops an Achilles, and now we're in a much less favorable position at the quarterback spot.
Well,
So they're bringing that calf along and allowing him to go as they evaluate Fields.
Because the question is, how much of the offense does Justin Fields really know?
According to them,
because if he's coming in as a backup, then his wherewithal is now obviously he's getting all the snaps now, but I mean we're talking he had all training camp to get accustomed to the team, and he wasn't getting first team snaps then. So is this officially his team, or is this still Russell Wilson's team? He's just kind of just holding the place right now for him.
Well, this is the thing. Russell got hurt the first day of camp, so Fields is taking the snaps. They say that they haven't restricted the playbook, even though Russell, I think, is the more defined passer, so it may look a little different. But, he's been running with the first team, and he's been taking the reps, and they've been bringing Russ along. So we'll see. I feel this has been an audition. Look, there are times – there are parts of this that are true. Like, look, Fields hasn't lit the world on fire statistically. There are still throws and reads he's missing. But what we are seeing from Fields is like Obi said, manage the game, make throws when they're there, and you see the arm talent. You see the throws he can make. And now, particularly last game, you see him standing in the pocket, getting to the third or fourth read, scrambling out, keeping the eyes downfield, moving safeties with his eyes, using the middle of the field. You're seeing the progression of that. Let's see if we continue to see it. He's going to have setbacks and bumps in the road, but you can still see the effect of the better coaching on a player that has a ton of upside and talent, more so than Cuervo sitting here saying, no impact, no this, no that, without considering that I don't believe this guy was coached well. And the coaching we're seeing is taking effect. Even when he had to jump in the first week, Steelers have a lot of running yards. They have a lot of attempts, but they're like under 4 yards a carry. They're not having great success, but he's able to use his legs. He can gun the ball in there. We saw that. I mean, we know this guy can make the throws. And he's been able to make plays when they're there. He hasn't had ideal circumstances, to Podfather's point. So the progression has been there.
There you go. All right. I got an email, a message from this gentleman who we see on the screen right now. He asked for some time, and he wanted it to be when everybody was here. This is pretty much everybody that is here.
So Obi, before you leave,
I've been waiting for this whole time. So the floor is Cuervo's. Cuervo, let us know what you needed to speak about today.
I got the Steelers winning the game just because I didn't give my pick, obviously, and there is a chance to lose. We got the Steelers. Obi, I'm strapped in for this because I think it's about to go.
I am ready too.
Everyone strap in.
This is a warm-up. This is a warm-up to what you could hear. So we're gonna, if it's not obvious by now, we're gonna roll into this Bears-Rams game now.
Yes.
If the Bears lose today's just a warm-up. If they lose to the Rams, get ready for next week, and get ready for what I'm gonna say to my team. The Podfather's been waiting for this. He's been waiting for this huge motivational speech. Well, guess what? Today is going to be a little taste of what is to come if the Bears lose next. Or today.
A little piece of the pie. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So the first thing I'm going to address is this mighty offensive line that we have that seemed to muster. By the way, again, the worst run defense that they played last week against the Colts, right? The worst. And we managed to muster up a whopping 63 yards against this, rushing attack that was supposed to be the Chicago Bears. They mustered up 63 whole yards. Good job, guys. Let's see what we can do against the Rams today. Maybe we can hit 65, 70 if we're lucky. Even though Aaron Donald's not there anymore, we might get 70 if we're lucky. So shout out to the offensive line who's regressed since last year. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron. This guy was supposed to be the most highly sought out, available offensive coordinator that was on the market. And man, Bears got him. Whoa. We got the most sought out offensive coordinator? Okay. All right. We're doing things right. We're going out, we're getting top level coaching. It's 4th and 1, and we're running a toss play, an option play on 4th and 1 at the 1 yard line. And what did you think was going to happen? They get stuffed. So Shane Waldron needs to get the head out of his ass and start calling some better plays and start looking at what our strengths are and start using those. Next, Sonny, I don't know where Sonny went, but for you guys that know, when the Bears traded for Keenan Allen, was I overly excited about this trade? Was I overly excited that the Bears got him? If you guys know me, I've never really been a Keenan Allen fan. But hey, congratulations. He's actually going to play today. So good for him. He's going to actually play in this game. We'll see how much of an impact he can make since we're on impact. But I just, I just wasn't excited about picking up Keenan Allen. I'll just say that. So we'll see if he can do something, contribute in some way, and not drop a bunch of passes like he did in week 1. But last but not least, I'm going to talk about our beloved head coach, a guy that for the past 2 years now says the same exact thing, during every interview, during every press conference: execution, make corrections. We got to get better. Those are the three phases that he likes to use every time he's on a camera. Well, guess what, Coach? That I'm tired. Bear fans all around are tired of hearing the same stuff. So it's time to do some coaching, and you got to start doing it today, man. Because if you go out there and you lose to this Rams team with no Cooper Kupp and no Puka Nacua and whoever else they're missing, because I know they got some other big injuries. If you guys go out there and you lose this game and you don't run the ball effectively down these guys' throats, then it's going to be time to strap in next week. Next week is going to be an all-time strap-in moment on this show. So with all that said, right now I have no reason to be confident in the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to take the Rams. The Rams are going to win this game because I don't believe that the Bears are going to get this figured out anytime soon. It's going to be the same nonsense that we saw last week against the worst rush defense in the NFL, and we mustered up 63 yards. Caleb Williams looking lost, because he's getting pressured, as soon as the ball is snapped. So the offensive line needs to get it figured out. Chris Morgan, the offensive line coach, needs to get it figured out. And to me, it all falls on Matt Eberflus because to me, I think he's got a very passive demeanor, and that's just not going to work as a head coach. I need a guy like who Bryce has got in Pittsburgh. That's what I need. That's what I want to see. I want to see that alpha that Matt Eberflus says that he can be, or that he claims he can be. No, I want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. I want to see it. I want to see somebody getting in somebody's ass because they're not executing plays right. That's what I want to see. And that's why I have so much respect for a guy like Mike Tomlin and the way he coaches. And I listen, when people wanted to wash him out and ride him off, I was like, no. I like Tomlin still got it in him. He still got it in him. And correct me if I'm wrong, Bryce. There was a lot of people when the Steelers were really struggling. People, Mike Tomlin's done. Like you guys got to get rid of him. You guys got to go get so and so as a head coach. But the Steelers saw, I think, what they had in Mike Tomlin, and that he can still command a room, and that's why they stuck with him. And despite we can debate all day about what the offensive situation is in Pittsburgh, but the team's 3-0. There's no debating that. That's what their record is. So, I want to see that in my head coach. I need an alpha presence as a head coach on my team that's gonna light somebody's ass up when they don't execute right. Stop talking about it and take some action. So that's all I got, guys. Like I said, if the Bears lose today, I'm turning it up.
There we go. So, turning it up.
Always doing some mad typing over there.
Oh, Obi's picking the Bears.
He's taking notes.
Picking the Bears.
Picking the Bears.
I want to say when Cuervo, I'm going to leave with this. When Cuervo was on his mini rant, and he's talking about the running game and all that, I'm instantly what I typed there is like, the Bears had this bright and shiny new toy that they wanted to show the world, and doing play calls that are like, what are you guys doing? And as you said, Cuervo, Caleb Williams is not, you didn't say it, but you said it. Caleb Williams is not ready for that moment. He's too lost back there. Why? Because as you said, offensive line, they can't block. There's too much pressure. He gets out, and that's Caleb Williams' game, is being able to throw on the run and hurt teams. But he's lost, and he's putting too much pressure on himself. But I feel like that why the Bears got away with it, what they do is because they had this new shiny toy and they want to show it off. Say, hey, we got our $200 million man. He's a rookie. We give him the keys to the Chicago. Let him win games for us. He's not there. He's not ready. I don't know if he's going to be ready. I've never been a Caleb Williams fan. When he was in college, I just feel like he's selfish. He's too much about me, but that's my feeling. I'm an old school guy, but I'll pick the Bears today. They should win. The Rams are so beat up. They're so injured that it's amazing that they're not putting guys out there on crutches and casts and everything else. But the Bears win today.
All right, top five.
That's all I got. Gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
See you, Obi.
Yep.
Later, Obi.
My thoughts on this game. Okay, the Rams might be beat up, but they're playing at a level that's a lot faster than Caleb Williams. That's just their backups. That's why I got the Rams winning this game. Look, the Rams are the second best team in the NFC West, for sure. The second best team in the West. What are you laughing about, Sonny?
Is that the reason why you're picking the
I can't hear a word you're saying, sir.
You can't hear me? Oh, okay. Hold on. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. No. I mean, look. I'll take the second best team in the West and the last place team in the North. And you know what, Cuervo, you're right. Their coaching is not. Hello. It's like the Three Stooges, but. No, I mean, the Bears coaching, like you're right about, what they're not as far as the Bears coaching is concerned, and that's not getting any better. And once again, I don't know if it's because the players they have in place aren't. I mean, how much? I asked this question in regards to I won't say it was another game we were talking about. I think it was Jacksonville, maybe. But has Eberflus lost that locker room yet? If he's lost that locker room, because if he's still clinging on to him right now, that team's got to look around and go, where are we going forward? We couldn't go forward last year. Where are we going forward now? And that's the problem they're having right now with that. And once again, Caleb Williams might be a better quarterback down the road. Right now, the game is way too fast for him. Way too fast for him. And he looks lost. And that's not his fault. That's any rookie quarterback who's trying to come into the league, especially when you have the number one pick in the draft. Some don't survive it, and unfortunately, he's not surviving right now. But I mean, if he get through this year, and even if he wins 3 or 4 games this year, he's got that experience for next year. Again, this is not the end all be all. We have to win now with him, and that's it. You still got a good 3 to 4 years to kind of let him figure out the league. So give me the Rams on this one. And by the way, Cuervo, if you need help cutting a promo, just talk to me. I'll teach you how to do a promo.
Okay.
I'll teach you how to tear the shirt and go, bro, let me tell you something.
Oh, no, I didn't even try today. I just kind of
went
on a little tangent. But next week, if they lose today, my rant is going to be spot on, and Bryce is going to be strapping in because it's going to be a bad one. It's going to be bad.
Come on, Bryce. Bryce, aren't we pulling for a Rams win just to hear him go off? Aren't we hoping for that?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll say this, and then I'll say this, and then I'll comment on the Cowboys game, and then I gotta go. Actually, two comments after this. The Bears this week. The problem with the Bears is I think there's a little bit of there's an overestimation of what it's going to take this week. Let me tell you something. The Rams, that was an impressive win last week. I mean, the 49ers almost played like they were, we're going to win this game until they didn't. I mean, the Rams played, that game was fast, frenetic. There was heavy hitting. I mean, they came out and played with a pace and an aggression that really impressed me. They were beat up, they were down, and their backups played like, I'm going to get fired tomorrow. I'm doing something today. I mean, that was impressive. And I think they're going to carry that energy into this game. I'm sorry, Cuervo, but your Bears just don't look connected. The moment they decided, okay, no more Fields, Williams, you take Williams, and then every decision should have been, how are we protecting Williams and setting him up for success? They should have been prepared to run the heck out of the ball this year. That there should have been their return to the Chicago roots, physical offensive football. We might lose 16-13, but we're going to run the ball. We're going to get offensive linemen in here. They're going to help us run the ball. We're going to make sure our running backs deep at that position. We're going to focus on Cole Kmet, tell him to become a better blocker because he's going to be blocking. We're going to build this team around the run game, multiple tight ends, and try to win that way. They didn't commit to that, and now they're kind of stuck in this in-between place where Caleb's still not there to make plays. They can't do a lot of other things. They've got these receivers. The talent on the outside is there. I like Keenan Allen, particularly as a security blanket, short-range, intermediate receiver. You got DJ Moore. I really like him. I think the Bears need to trade DJ Moore at the deadline. Pick up, maybe some draft picks, some offensive linemen. If this season continues to go like that, I would do that because you got to build this team in a way that's going to protect the quarterback and give you more of a physical presence. So I wouldn't like it, but I could see them doing something like that, or I could see him maybe asking out. But overall, I think the Rams are going to come in and get this win today.
Bryce, I would say that that's possible. if the Bears had not extended DJ Moore before the season
It's a
started.
good point. I didn't. Yeah, that's true.
They extended him 4 years, so I don't see
That's
them
what
trading him. Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, but no, you're right. I think they did this a little backwards. I mean, I it's my team, so of course I'm going to ride with it. But now it's rearing its ugly head as far as not the protection just not being there. And look, they addressed offensive line. Did they do the best? They went and shopped at the grocery outlet instead of getting good quality offensive linemen. They went to the bottom shelf and shopped instead of going after they're more expensive linemen. But like you said, I mean, the best way to boost that confidence of that quarterback is to make sure he's protected. And the weapons are nice and all. It's just they're useless if he's not going to be able to get the ball off. So just gotta work with what the Bears. They're gonna have to work with what they have. I don't see them making any type of trade, even though they've done it the past couple years. I don't know if it's going to happen this year. But if I know Ryan Poles, if I know my GM, I think this coming off season, the line is going to be the priority, and on both sides, not just offense but defense. I think both lines are going to be priority. Now that you have the outside established, you have your skill positions addressed, you guys are set in place. Now it's time to start building the lines. And if they don't do that, then I'll be really surprised. And I'll just say now, if the Bears don't win at least 8 games this year, I'm going to slap the table on it. Matt Eberflus is gone. He's going to be gone.
I think they need to win more games. As Obi said, when you got a shiny new toy, which you expect, that's what you get for Christmas. That's your main gift, right? And that's all you want to do is, play with that main gift. And they're not getting what they want. It's, this is not what I expected.
Because they haven't set him up for success.
Yeah,
he's not set up for success, Sonny. I mean, you can't have a guy come in and all of a sudden, like, this is ultimately what I feel the Panthers missed. They eventually got it right, but they missed with Cam Newton. This guy came in. I think Ron Rivera fell in love with the fact that this guy ran for 80 yards and threw for over 300 yards and could make all these plays. And that first couple of years, they just started leaning on him, and they had to adjust and get a better running game and a system around him, because you can't just take a guy, throw him up there, and just put it all on his shoulders when he first comes in.
Let me ask you a question, because I think I misheard you. Did you say they didn't set him up for success, and we're talking Caleb Williams? Is that what you just, because you broke? I'm not questioning your. I can't hear you.
Questioning you, Bryce.
No, I want to make sure that I heard
straight
before I say what I'm going to say.
I don't think Caleb. I think they got. Let me be clear. I think they got weapons around him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel as a system they set him up for success in terms of philosophy, in terms of what you need for a rookie quarterback in that division and playing in the city for that team needed to make sure that you were giving him a really, really high floor to succeed in this specific offense, which should have been a physical run-first offense that can then utilize these playmakers we brought in.
Well, I don't know how much of that I buy, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Before Justin Fields, after 2 to 3 days after, I know I said it. I know Cuervo said it. I know other people said it. It's like, well, man, I wish they would have set him up for success like they're doing Caleb Williams. What could he have done with what they got now? What could Justin Fields done now? I know. Well, maybe Cuervo didn't say it, but I heard it everywhere. Oh, geez, look what now they're bringing all these guys. I mean, could you imagine what Fields could do? I mean, it could be the naysayers all day long, but at the same time, I heard that everywhere. So I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the fact that they didn't do anything to set him up for success, because that's what everybody's saying. Oh, now he's got everything. He's got DJ. He's got this. He's got that. And so I get what you're saying. So I think I believe more of what you're saying on the philosophy side more so than the talent that was
So
on. But I like that.
Let me be more. So I needed to be more specific. It's not that they don't have any talent. It's just, again, they brought these people in, and my thought was, okay, they're gonna finally lean into a personality. Eberflus has got weapons now. They're gonna set this young guy up. Whatever they didn't do with Fields, okay, we're moving on. But they just haven't done it.
Yep.
And so I'm just wondering, does the staff know how to do that? Is it really showing that the coaching not quite there? There's not a commitment to the physical kind of boring things you need to do, but set up an offense and a young quarterback for success. I'm questioning that.
Gotcha.
Well, so can I bring a question to the panel then?
Sure.
Because this is a debate in Chicago. I can tell you that for a fact.
Right.
The debate that's going on in Chicago amongst the community is the question of, is the problem, is it play calling, which is on the offensive coordinator, or is it execution, which is on the players? So that'd be my question to you guys, because that is something that, we're, as Bear fans, we're kind of going back and forth about it. Like, which one is it? Is it on the players and they're not executing, or is it the play calling and it's on the offensive coordinator, and it's on even on the head coach? If you see certain formations and that play's not going to work, like that 4th and goal when they pitched it to DeAndre Swift and he got stuffed for a loss of 5. Like, did you not see how the line was lined up? The Colts defensive line, they knew where they were going. Was it at that point? Is it on Caleb Williams to call an audible, maybe flip the play around, identifying how the line was set up, or is it on the coaching, calling maybe a timeout and saying, that play's not going to work, whatever the case may be? So that'd be my question to you guys. And I know Bryce is pressed for time right now, but is it execution on the players, or is it play calling on the coaching?
So let me say this and then 2 comments and then go. I'm sure there's a lack of execution on the players, but I think it goes back to I don't know what the identity of the Bears offense is. And to me, that falls on coaching. What is their identity? They play the game like they don't know their identity yet. They're still figuring it out. And that's a problem. That starts with coaching. Matt Canada had the same problem, Cuervo. The big thing, Arthur Smith came in, you knew exactly what he wanted to do from day one. This is going to be our identity. We're going to draft around it. We're going to build around it. It seems like Eberflus, like you said, is not that leader to do that. But I got to head out because I know you want to respond to Cuervo's question, guys. Real quick, 2 things. One, the Dallas Cowboys got a win last week on Thursday. That game was – the Giants should have won that football game. but they just don't know how to win, and they find ways to lose the game, which makes Obi's loss that more just disgusting. That's number 1. And then number 2, before I go, Sonny looks like – y'all going to hate when I say Sonny Clark looks like a prophet. His Jaguars look completely lost. I mean, completely lost. I'm not going to lie. I am shocked at how lost Trevor Lawrence looks.
Mm-hmm.
That coach and the talent he has at quarterback, I'm at a loss for words as to what – I can't believe I have to come on and say it, but I keep it fair. I'm at a loss for words, guys, as to what has gone wrong down there with that team. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Like, that guy has too much talent. And Doug Peterson, who we've seen coach a team to a Super Bowl. For them to be this bad, they're going to lose this week.
Yes.
0-4. Like, I don't know what's going on in that building.
You missed my rant before.
I don't know what is, because you drafted the tailback. You do have pieces on defense. You should not be this bad. I don't know what has happened. I'm sure Sonny Clark went crazy saying Trevor Lawrence sucks. I might go down with the ship. I just can't believe that Trevor Lawrence just absolutely sucks and now shouldn't be playing in the NFL or as a career backup or whatever crazy thing Sonny Clark may have said. I'm not.
I said coaching.
But
I said coaching.
You said coaching.
I think, frankly, if they lose, they need to fire Doug Peterson. I just said it. I know it's obviously not working. And after you pay the amount of money that you're paying your guy, who's it's going to be easier to get rid of, the coach or the player? Obviously, it's the coach. And I think that's what
financially it's easier.
Say again?
Financially, it's easiir.
Absolutely.
To get rid of the coach.
You got to get somebody in there that can do it. Now, I don't have that answer because I haven't researched it and who might be there, but I just, you can't go through it. I just know the cons. They're kind of crazy. So this could end up happening to make that move there.
It absolutely could. And I haven't watched enough Jacksonville film or their games. I don't know what has gone wrong there, but I know it shouldn't have gone wrong.
Yeah.
That team should be competing
2-2
every year with the Texans for that division. They have enough talent to do that. I don't understand with that coach and that quarterback, because I always talk about coach and quarterback. Mm-hmm. So how it has gone this bad to start the season, that is extremely disappointing.
Right.
Definitely. Bryce from Brooklyn, always wonderful to speak with you. I hope you have a wonderful day. And good luck with your Steelers today.
Enjoy week 4, guys. Always great to come on the show.
Great. Oh, by the way, don't go in. Plug your podcast.
Oh, my podcast. People from
I just found this out. I didn't know you were like
people from the program. It is. I went to the NYU Music Business program, and I interview alumni from our program that are in the media entertainment industry doing cool jobs. So
cool.
We got great alums. You can check it wherever you listen to your podcast. People from the program.
Okay. Do me a favor, because I'm not really good. Send me a link to it so I can get a listen. Send it to everybody in the thing.
Sure, I will.
So put it in the show. Put it in the show thing right there. Appreciate it. Bryce from Brooklyn. We had Podfather. He froze. He's in Oklahoma, so it's one of. We could joke about it a lot, but Oklahoma, they have a hard time holding out. Hopefully we'll get
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Now, that being said, this is about the time we can take that break, and I got her. She's all set and ready to go. You want to take that break now? Yep. That's what I was trying to do earlier, is I was trying to get it in the ear so I could go make my coffee and still hear what you were saying. And so that's what I was trying to do, and it didn't work out. So, but we'll do that. We'll go ahead and bring on our, I got to do one thing before we do it, but, so the, let me see here. Yep. So I'll go ahead and I'll get this set. Go ahead and bail, and I will, I got to find my thing. There it is. All right, there we go. I'll bring her on in. Enjoy.
This week, there's a picture circulating of a Dolphins player's butt. Please stop sharing it with me. I do not need to see any more ass. I watched the Browns play. Okay, let's start with Jets-Patriots. New York, get in here, please. Congratulations. That was the first Thursday Night Football win in the past 7 games. We are putting in Drake May. That is a terrible idea. Behind your O-line, he'll die. Kid's got to learn to swim sometime. That is like throwing him in the deep end. He'll be fine. Get in there. Right here. Up. Lastly, the push between Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh was just a miscommunication. Robert said he wanted the team to treat him like family. Aaron thought he meant his own. Moving on, Chargers-Steelers. The 2024 Steelers are undefeated. I haven't seen an undefeated team this concerning since the 2020 Steelers. Justin looks great, by the way. Pittsburgh is 3-0 with Justin Fields, and I'm sure Bears fans are going to be completely rational with that. Caleb Williams has as many 300-yard passing games in 3 games as Justin does in his career. Oh, so you must have won then, right? And it only took him 52 attempts and 3 turnovers. Maybe it was the wristband. Okay. You know what? Just shut up. Where's Shane Waldron? Get him in here, please. So that 4th and goal option to DeAndre Swift may have cost us the game. You showing up on the sidelines with a play sheet cost us the game. Shane, Who calls a speed option on 4th and goal? I would. Luke, you had 4 linemen on the ground before the play even started. Well, the goal line is on the ground, so get out. Okay. Also, Hard Knocks has been nominated for an award for their great editing. They somehow made Matt Eberflus not look like an idiot. Anthony Richardson was not that bad. On some throws, he even looked like Pat Mahomes. Yes, and on others, he looked like Pat Mahotel. Thankfully, you had the roof closed, so God didn't have to watch you play. All right, Vikings-Texans, let's do it. I just want to know everyone's excuse this week for downplaying us being 3-0. Well, Joe Mixon was out. Oh my God. Can everybody just calm down for 2 seconds? I'm going to separate you again. We'd just like to thank the Titans quarterback for winning that game for us. Malik Willis is not our quarterback. Not him, Will Levis. Will Levis now has more memes than touchdown passes this year. The Packers have developed a better quarterback in 1 month than the Bears have in 1 century. Okay, next let's do Giants-Browns. Cleveland, I don't know what was worse, your play calling, Deshaun, or your O-line. Did you practice anything this week? Our touchdown celebration. We are denying all 4 trade offers for Bryce Young, so please stop asking. 4 offers? Was that just the Dolphins asking 4 times? No. Let me get this straight. Andy Dalton goes 70 yards down the field, scores a passing touchdown on his first drive, then you're keeping him. We plan on starting him again. We're just giving him a break to think about what he's done. Did you put him in a timeout? No. He is a grown man. Hey, did you guys know Bluey is a girl? We would like to fire Luke Getsy and Antonio Pierce. For what? For hiring Luke Getsy. Before I forget, Mel Kiper had a big argument this week. He wanted teams to stop using cover 2. Luckily for him, the Cowboys run cover none. Dallas, why were you trying to establish the run down 28-6? Mike said 8 more field goals and we were right back in it. Between the Cowboys losing and Alabama playing Georgia, this might be a long week for Yankees fans. Remember when we put up 70 on the Broncos? Has he cleared concussion protocol yet? No, not yet. I'm talking about Mike McDaniel. All right, bring the coaches in here. We have had another week of terrible coaching, so we're going to play a little game called Coaching Jeopardy. Our contestants are John, Kevin, and Nick. Your categories are 4th down, clock management, and automatic points. I will do 4th down for 400. Okay, your question is, for the first... What is kick a field goal? You didn't even... Okay, that is correct. John now has a double-digit lead. Please... I'm good for a while. I will do 4th down for 800. Question. When the pass... You can't pass. You pick the category. I'm going to go 4th down. It's 4th and 1 on the 12 with 1 timeout and 14 seconds left. What do you do? Try the speed option? Shane, get out. I have no idea. Pass. Stop passing. Am I still in the lead? Maybe this was a bad idea. All right, just a couple more games, guys. Jacksonville, get in here. We need to have a serious talk about Trevor Lawrence. You mean the blind Daniel Jones? Yeah, can we talk about our game now? Yes, Donna Kelsey is going to be in 2 Hallmark movies. Even she's doing more this year than her son. Another game where the Chiefs are helped by the refs. That missed pass interference call cost us the game. You don't think it was running sideways on 4th and inches? That's a great call. First time, huh? The refs were helping the Chiefs so much they even made the Bengals lose to Washington. And lastly, let's just leave Cam Taylor-Britt alone, okay? In his defense, he did go to Nebraska under Scott Frost, so what does he know about a nice college offense?
At Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors. Saxe Ice House is a non-smoking craft beer and beer pub located in the heart of Saxe. The Ice House was opened to provide a friendly, clean, and female-friendly environment. Saxe was lacking a place for service industry, date nights, and girls' nights, as well as happy hours. Excellent service and top-notch food are our priority. On Tuesday, we offer 79-cent wings, as well as half-price burgers on Mondays. So check us out at the Ice House located at 6501 Highway 78 in Saxe, or give us a call at 469-304-1550, or check us out on the web at saxeicehouse.com. Go Mustangs! This is Sonny Clark, radio voice of your Rowlett Eagles, letting you know about Landon Huey and 19 Ministries.
One of the things we want to do is we have this idea, the name that's kind of sticking right now is Rowlett Revival. And we know that there are a lot of hurting and broken people across the city. Out of a population of 60,000, there's close to 40,000 that aren't saved. And we want to do like a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday where we'll bring in a guest speaker and he's just going to share the love of Christ. And we want to connect people in the city up with churches and where they can find a healthy church family and find people that believe in them and find a God that loves them. Jesus came for a broken world, and man, he loves and cares for everybody in the city. And so we're excited about that. We're working through details right now, but our vision is to see God's going to reach a lot of people.
So make sure you contact Landon Huey at 19 Ministries at 972-835-8665, or check them out on the web at 19ministries.org or uniterowlett.org. The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement fail to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. Welcome back into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio. As we are all set here, it's week number 4. And I was asked the other day, what is your format? How do you do what we do? We just do it. There's not a format there, but I will tell you what we normally do. In the first 2 hours on Sunday, we're talking Bears, we're talking Steelers, we're talking Jaguars, we're talking Browns, we're talking Cowboys. And then we'll get all that off of our chest and then go into the rest of the season and the rest of the games. And there's Podfather. Welcome back. Yeah, tough time out there in Oklahoma. You got a tornado rolling through there or something?
No, I just got computer issues. It's the same computer I used to use with the wrestling shows. And I've deleted a lot of that stuff off there. It's just I got to put like a virus thing on there or something to wipe all the other shit out. Gotcha.
Well, welcome back into the show. Good to see you.
Mhm.
Before we left, we were talking, and you were jumping, in and out, popping there.
Right.
And I was about ready to go to you when you froze, and you just stood there for. So I don't know if you remember what you were going to say. So why don't you hop into what you were gonna say?
We're talking about the Bears, right?
We were talking about the Bears, and then we talked a little bit of.
Okay, this is my question. Because the question was asked, is it the offensive coordinator, is it the coaching, or is it the players?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the thing is that right now you have to. This sounds very new school as far as because people who are old school will sit there and just shit on everything I'm going to say. You have to look at your players' strengths and coach according to that.
Yes.
To form an offensive game plan that fits your players. Not here's a system. We draft these players. Hopefully it fits the scheme. We'll go from that. See, you're betting on too much at that point. If you're going to go out and get the first pick in the draft and then have it be a quarterback who may not quite fit what the Chicago Bears is all about, then how are you going to fit your team around him?
I fully agree.
It sounds very, very, two-player control. This is pro sports has changed now. While the owners and stuff all make the money and they shell out the money left and right, and the coaches and the players and everything else. Players leagues, we've heard about that constantly. The NBA does that. They always get players to come in there and they try to devise a system that plays around those players. That's 5 guys. We're talking about 11 on a field. Right now, your quarterback, who for the Bears, he's a rookie quarterback and he's going to struggle. The game is way too fast for him. Fine. Slow it down for him. As an offensive coordinator, you have to find a way to slow the game down for him so he can play catch up. Because if you keep throwing your scheme at him, your pro scheme that you have manufactured over so long, And it may have worked for this person and that person, but not quite for this person. Make it work for that person. But you do it by establishing that player's strengths and go, okay, we can work this. We take some of this part out because that's not going to work for him, and then take the good part about this that'll really work for him and go from there. And maybe expound upon that and grow from that. Maybe go a different direction with it, because sometimes, when you have to make those changes and the league figures you out, you have to make changes. That's why Tom Brady was so successful for so long. After the league had a full year to see how he played, what did he do? He changed his game up. And he kept evolving year in, year out. That's what you have to do, especially right now, because you have to view your first round pick quarterback as your backup. He doesn't know the league. He doesn't know the system. He may have had a few months to look at it. That doesn't mean he knows it. I got news for you. I mean, you and I worked as a commentary team for how long until we finally got it right? It wasn't game one.
Oh God, no.
No,
it took us about a year and a half.
It took us a good 6 months to get comfortable with each other. Even that, you still were, dismissing things I was saying because you didn't know my history. So until you got to know more about me, you were still doing Sonny Clark, the play-by-play guy, and the hell with my commentator. Whereas once we finally started to gel better together, we were able to become a better unit to work together.
Yep.
Again, that's just commentary. We're talking about being on a football field. It's the same process, though. You have growing pains. Look, if they win, they're not going to win 8 games. So you can kiss that goodbye. And by the way, I hate to say this, getting rid of their head coach might be more detrimental to Caleb Williams than anything else, because if you get rid of your head coach, now you're going to have your second year quarterback going to the NFL with another system in place that he has to learn, and that coach is going to figure out how to work a system around him. Again, it's a lot to put on a young kid like this, especially when he has very little here, and it doesn't help.
I talked about it.
I'm having internet issues.
That's okay. I heard you, but here's what I'm going to tell you. You caught up. I said it at the beginning of the year, why everybody is trying to anoint this guy into the Hall of Fame before he's even taken one snap in a regular season game. And it just goes to show.
Who is everybody, though? Because I haven't done that.
Well, no. And
I know Cuervo hasn't done that.
But I'm talking not necessarily amongst our crew. All right. What I'm talking about is media trying to push this guy to be the next.
That's what they do.
The next coming. And that's what they did. But I'm just wondering, I don't think Cuervo fell for it, because Cuervo kind of understands where I'm coming from when I say, rookie quarterbacks suck. He understands that, maybe they don't suck, but they're gonna suck until they catch up to it. And it's just like you said, slow the game down for him. Find out what he does good. Let's go ahead and hammer that. You see him in the preseason, go, oh God, this guy's got all of the moves, all the things he needs to be a good quarterback. And then when the real speed, which by the way, really starts in week 4, 5, and 6. Then how he's able to adjust to get to that is where Caleb Williams is going to be, probably at least for the rest of this year. And whatever they do in the offseason to get them training, get them set, or how to get caught up with the game, what you got to do, when to do it, why to do it. That, believe it or not, the time not to learn that is during this season. It's in the offseason, which while he gets to figure out what he did wrong, we talk about the second year slump. If they stay within and go with that flow, that's where the second, the sophomore slump comes in. That's when they got to change the game.
Plus, you got to remember, week 4, week 5. This is when starting lineups start to gel better with each other, because they didn't play during the preseason. A lot of them didn't.
Yep.
So they don't have that consistency of playing with each other on a regular basis than they would until they get to week 3, week 4, week 5. So Cuervo, how you doing, sir?
Good. You guys talking about Caleb again?
Well,
Well,
he
I was-
lost
I
it,
was-
and I just brought him back so he could get caught up. By the
I
way,
was swirling in a tornado, and I
Yeah,
finally came
yeah.
back to Earth, and
anti-M. There's no place like home.
that's Kansas, sir.
Oh, that's Kansas. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So,
I said I know
and
that.
I did forget. Are you on the Bears today, Podfather?
Who are they playing?
Rams.
Rams. I got the Rams.
No, you're on the Rams. You're right. You're on the Rams. I'm on the Rams. And
Cuervo's on the Rams.
Cuervo, you're on the Rams.
I'm on the Rams.
I
Prove it. Prove it to me that you can run the ball and that you can play some sound offense. Prove it.
Right.
Well,
Bryce
and
stole my thunder.
this goes back to what I was telling Sonny for a second. That offense right now, I think is as sad as it is. If they let go of their head coach at the end of this year and bring in another coach, you set Caleb Williams back another couple of years because now he has to learn a whole different system, a whole different offensive scheme. And are they going to be able to fit their offense according to him or vice versa? And I'm not saying they shouldn't get rid of him. I'm just saying that pulling the trigger on the head coach right now might be a little too risky for your rookie quarterback. Now, you can get rid of him now and all of a sudden bring in somebody else and let him just grow into it naturally. But who's to say he's going to do that? Because, again, coaches are going to come in there with their own scheme, their own system, their own this, their own that. And he's going to sit there and go, well, how's this going to fit me?
Right up on. So,
yeah,
interesting.
I see your point.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kurt. I see your point, Podfather, because there is this thing in the NFL and with any really organization, it's called continuity, and and you look for continuity. You want continuity within your organization, and when you don't have that, that's why some teams they continue the cycle over and over and over and over. And
this is why we can laugh at it all we want to, but this is why the Pittsburgh Steelers are truly the team to look at when it comes to that, because they stick with the same head coach year in, year out. They might bring in new coordinators. The same head coach is in place for a good 20 years plus, and that's why that's worked out so well for them as far as consistency. Now, granted, they haven't won every year, but I mean, having said that,
and that's a good point, though. Okay, what you just said right there defines Tomlin. Okay, and what have you done for me lately? That's what this league is. Okay, and you can say whatever you want about Tomlin having, quote unquote winning seasons and everything else. All right, we're bashing the Dallas Cowboys because Dak can't get it done in 4 or 5 years. What have they, without really trying to, what have they done last 7 or 8 years? I mean, they've been mediocre at best. And
or 28 years,
huh?
Or 28 years.
No, I'm talking about the Steelers. What have they done lately? We already know what the Cowboys have done nothing for 28 years. But getting back to the Steelers, say whatever you want about Tomlin, and the consistency is always good. But Cuervo said it best years ago. Sometimes you just need a new place to go. Because let's be honest, Tomlin, when was the last time the Steelers were a real threat in reality? It's been a long time.
It's been a while because
we're saying the same thing. We're saying the same thing about the Cowboys. Well, they're a great regular season, but they just die out in the regular in the playoffs. That's the same thing for the Steelers in reality. But the way the Steelers do it, though, is they do it in crazy, dramatic, ways. Like, remember, Cuervo, when the Steelers had to beat the Browns 2 times in order to get where they were going into the playoffs? Okay, those, and that's when the Browns were actually kind of good. And that they get that in dramatic form, and then they just piddle out. So, I don't know. The changing of that attitude, everybody's talking about the Steeler way, and I completely understand it. But at some point, that gets stale. In other words, I love me a Krispy Kreme donut, but if you leave it out in the air for a couple of days, it's not as good. And that's kind of what we're
They'll
getting with the
stale.
Steelers, and they're stale. And maybe this recharge with Justin Field and Russell Wilson recharges that whole team to where they get a little bit better and different and go further. So sooner or later, Tomlin's consistency is going to wear thin sooner or later. I don't know, without some kind of better success. Now they've had success, but it's one thing to have success. It's another to take the next step of success. And lately, Tomlin has not been able to do that for his football team. So that we'll go through it. You ready for it? Are you ready for it? It's rapid fire. We're going to go through the games and knock them out and talk about what's going on. And let me hit that button there. Atlanta and New Orleans, an interesting game. And I hate to say this. Podfather said something that kind of remained with me. They're riding the high, that being the Saints. But when are we going to see the true Derek Carr, Podfather? I guess that's the question. I mean, you made the mention of it. Do we see it today? Or what are you looking at in this game to figure out who's going to win?
Well, I don't trust Kirk Cousins, but because once again the guys put together by Elmer Clue, so it's a tough division. It's a tough division because once again Atlanta can sneak up on you. But right now I just like the Saints. I think they're playing beyond their quarterback. I mean, yeah, Derek Carr is being a nice bus driver right now, but he's not the end all be all. He's not your Brock Purdy's of the world. He's definitely not your Patrick Mahomes. But he's doing enough to let the other team play better around him, so he can gel. But once again, he's never had this before. This is the first time he's ever had the inward momentum going forward. So you know what? It's a wave he needs to keep riding, and I think he'll ride it this week.
And I'll tell you what you just said. It's not all about Derek Carr having to win the game. He's getting support from Alvin Kamara. The defense is showing up week in and week out right now. So that's kind of interesting, which in turn creates the positivity of being good, being better. And let's be honest, when you're playing with confidence more so than, God, I'm out here another week, we're getting our ass kicked, it's a totally different mindset when you're out there. And right now, Derek Carr's riding that. So, Cuervo, I don't know what you're thinking about when you're taking a look at this game. What do you got going on?
Well, since it's rapid fire, I'll make it quick. Both of these teams have had their moments so far early in the season. But I think the Saints are a little more consistent. And plus, if I'm not mistaken, this game is in New Orleans. So
it is. I'll tell you where it's at if I hit the right button. There we go. It is in Atlanta.
Give me the Falcons.
I'm with you, Cuervo. I don't know who these two quarterbacks. I love me some Kirk Cousins, but
of course you do.
I hate to say Podfather.
We all know that.
These guys are almost mirror images of each other in reality. If you look at it, so I'm gonna go with the home team, not Kirk Cousins, because if this was in New Orleans, I'd take the New Orleans Saints. But I will say, the Saints being where they are this season just completely baffles me when I was looking at this team. But I'll tell you right now, though, the reemergence of Alvin Kamara to 2 years ago compared to where they are now, it's a lot better. It seems like it's a little bit more cohesive. But I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons as far as
he's just one high ankle sprain away from being out for 6 weeks. So we'll see.
Okay. I got a little thing there. All right. Very good. That said, hold on. I lost my screen. Oh, there it is. I normally have the screen all the way to the left. So, all right. So there we go. We're back in. So, all right. So the next game up for grabs here and is the Green Bay, Minnesota game. We kind of touched on a little bit earlier. you're getting a lot of success up in Minnesota. And then Cuervo says, when is the back to earth thing going to happen? Does it happen this week, Cuervo, with the Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah, I think it could, just because the savior is back for them. Everybody talks about how hyped up Caleb is. Well, it ain't no different with Jordan Love. Everybody wants to put him in the Hall of Fame too. The point is all quarterbacks, when they have a good game, they're Hall of Famers now, all of a sudden. So, but he's back for them. So I think Minnesota loses today. Now that this clown is back in the lineup, and I think we have a 2-way tie for first after today in the division.
Go ahead, Podfather.
I'm going with a hot hand. That's Minnesota, because that defense is. Look, Sam Darnold is doing enough to keep the game within Minnesota's reach. That defense is really helping him out, and that defense might beat the hell out of Jordan Love today. Jordan Love is coming back. He might be rushed a little bit too soon, and we'll wait and see. I'm going to go with Minnesota.
All right.
Yeah. It might be too soon. You might be right.
Yeah. When one guy gets on national TV and starts saying the team after, and it was so irresponsible of Colin Cowherd to say that this team's going to be in the Super Bowl. It was so, how do you say it? It was so irresponsible to put that up on this football team when they know Sam Darnold is who he is. That having been said, I don't know. I know what Green Bay has been doing, but I'm just going to pick this game by quarterback. All right, Malik. Hey, congratulate. Hey, whatever. But as far as we almost know who he is. Okay. Now, if he's going to come on his own, it's going to be within this time. But just like Cuervo said, when it comes to their quarterback, I want to see it more. And right now, Sam Darnold's doing it more, per se. So I'm going to go on the other end. I can't do it. I can't take Green Bay, and I know they're in Lambeau. I know the spirits are there, but I think that the new quarterback it was Malik Willis, right? Is his name, right? Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
no trust with him when he was with Tennessee. And I say whatever you want about LaFleur. He knows how to get with quarterbacks and make them play well. But I think once things are happening, as far as that defense coming at him today that he's going to see from Minnesota, I think they're going to be
time out. He's not starting though. Jordan Love is starting.
Wait, is that true, Cuervo?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The savior is back. The media savior.
I'm gonna have to go get 2 seconds.
I swear, you were pulling a Donald Trump there and still debating Biden when he's already announced himself out of the race.
I miss it. Went over my head as I was writing the message. I had to write.
Wake up!
I'm on call for work, and I gotta answer questions sometimes. So I'm sorry about that. It did go over my head. I made the switch. I'm going Green Bay. With Jordan, listen, Jordan Love is just the guy. I like what he's been doing.
And that's why I said I think Minnesota's defense will beat him up today. Which won't be good for him.
Depending on how healthy he is, I might regret that change. But the Minnesota defense, I don't know if they're good, bad, or indifferent. After 3 weeks, I'm not willing to say I like that defense or I hate them. We're still at, and I don't know. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I'll go Jordan Love. So definitely. Next game, Jets, Denver. And I don't know. As far as what the Jets, I don't know who the Jets are. I mean, let's be honest. They played well.
They're not the Broncos.
Well, no, well, as far as talent, I don't know. I know it's Aaron Rodgers. I know Aaron Rodgers is good, But really, to be honest, if you look at Aaron Rodgers so far to this season, he's really only had one good game. The question is, does he build from that one good game and go and destroy the Broncos? And I kind of think he does. Matter of fact, I think they just might blow him out. Bo Nix, though, rookie quarterback, trying to do what he's trying to do as a rookie. Don't expect much from him. And I think Cuervo, I just think this is a tale between two quarterbacks.
I mean, you got a rookie going up against
A veteran.
Hall of Famer once he's done playing.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like it's the Hackett Bowl, really, because you got the team that had him as a head coach against the team that he's OCing now. So I'm interested to see if that's going to be any type of factor. Hey, we know how Hackett likes to run offense, and the Broncos will be ready for it or whatever. So, but I actually like Denver to win this game, and just to keep the peace in the house. I'll be rooting for Denver, but
man, you're willing to give up a point in the bragging rights pick'em game to keep home.
No. He's saying that on here in our pick'em league. He might be picking the other team. We don't know.
I want to go look.
Hey, you never know. It kind of works out that way. So interesting. I love it. This is great. So, Podfather, who are you going to go?
It's rapid fire, right?
Well, we don't have to go rapid. We can respond a little bit.
Okay.
Well, we only got 25 minutes. So.
You only got 25 minutes. So, okay, give me Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. They're playing New York. Bo Nix is going to get his first chance to see what being in New York is going to be all about. He's going to find out that, hey, they might just be the Jets, which sucks. But they still got Aaron Rodgers, and I'm not Aaron Rodgers yet, so give me the Jets.
Yeah, I'm on the Jets too. So next game up on the list, this one was a tough one. Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. And this game here I defined as, can Baker bounce back from last week? And I don't know if he's going to be able to do that against Philadelphia. I mean, if it was a different team to get a bounce back game, maybe I feel a little bit better about it. But I like what Baker's been able to do. Now, he hasn't been so, oh God, we are so happy we got him. No, you're so happy you got at least this guy compared to what we were just talking about, Gardner Minshew or anybody else. I like that's a little bit better. So will Baker be able to turn it around here, Podfather, going into this game against Philadelphia?
I think so, because once again, who's Philadelphia? I mean, have they figured out who they are yet?
Wait, hold on. Didn't I just say that at the beginning of the season? People just ridiculed me.
Okay. We're not talking about the beginning. We're talking about right now. Do they know who they are? Do they know who they are? Quit making this all about you. No, but I mean, look. I mean, the thing is, the Philadelphia Eagles they're in the NFC least, right? So every team is very beatable right now, and they're not as beatable as the Giants, but they're beatable. Last week, wake-up call for Tampa Bay, going and taking a team way too lightly, and letting Bo Nix get his first win. But at the end of the day, they're coming to Tampa Bay. That place can be rocking, and give me the Bucks.
Cuervo.
Eagles.
That's all I have to say. Eagles. That's rapid fire, baby, right there.
Okay, fine. We're gonna play that game. Fine, we'll play that game all day long.
I don't know. I guess he just doesn't have much to say about it. I mean, I kind of thought he might expound a little bit, but that's okay. I am on the Eagles. I think they're the better team, period. As far as that, if you're looking at both of these teams, they are the better football team. Yeah, they played in the NFC least, but arguably, according to you, and maybe they're the best team in the NFC least.
Rapid fire, Sonny. Rapid fire. Come on.
Yeah. So that's I don't. So all right. So Okay, there's my screen again. All right, so next game up on the board here as the Cincinnati Bengals. Can they get off the schneid here? They got the redhead Andy Dalton back for Carolina, and Cincinnati. Andy Dalton played for the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, he did, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a reunited here, and it feels so good. But will it feel so good for Carolina? I doubt it.
Let's see, Andy Dalton ball.
The Andy Dalton Bowl.
Yeah,
I've been waiting to do the reunited thing since I saw the game. I was like, oh, they're back.
Now, give me. Look, Cincinnati's got to find a win here eventually, right? I mean, you would think they're not going to go 1-17, and Carolina. I mean, look, Carolina played really good under Andy Dalton, but that's not saying much because I'm pretty sure whoever they played the Giants last week. Giants probably didn't take that all that seriously anyway. So, yeah, give me the Bengals.
Bengals. What about you, Cuervo? What's your look at? Are you a believer in the second coming of Andy Dalton over in Carolina? Listen, I'll say this: he played well. Now, he wasn't anything to write home to, but he played well, and who knows? Maybe that's all they need in reality. Maybe Bryce Young, he don't know how to play well. Andy Dalton, being the veteran he is, he can play well. What do you think in today's game? Do you think that he gets a little revenge on his old team?
Yeah. This is my upset of the week, guys. I like the Panthers to win.
Wow. I've been battling this one. I've been going back and forth in reality on which one is. Because the Cincinnati Bengals, for at least for the last 3 to 4 years, they can't get out of the gate. They always have to be the horse that has to come back from behind. They usually go 1-3, 1-4, things like that, and then they got to do it through the rest of the season. This is just a good game in reality for them to be able to start that, getting up there. I just don't see the Bengals losing. Never mind 4 in a row, and then they come into the Carolina Panthers. So I'm gonna stick, and I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals. I like the idea of the upset pick because I battled this one back and forth as far as that is concerned. But then the question for the Panthers as what they always got to answer to because they're just so ignorant when it comes to what they do but from their owner to what it is. How long does this last before they get Bryce Young back in there based upon what it was? But the good thing now, as far as the financials are concerned, they got Bryce Young under that rookie thing. So if they missed out, they don't lose a lot of money. But guess what? They've been losing out on quarterbacks, for a long time. So I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. So next up, I already told you I let this one leak. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they're playing in Houston. But the Jaguars are just there are 3 different books that everybody is playing in, and no one knows where to go, when to go, why to go, and that's what the problem. They let go, and I'm just gonna say this: they let coaches go last year because, and now they want to know why they're not as good as they were last year. Yes, they gave it up at the end, but they were still somewhat of a good football team. But a couple of coordinators just had to go, and Peterson is still there. So that's where I'm going with it as far as where I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are. No one knows who to listen to. So Jaguars are going to lose today. Cuervo?
Yeah, Jaguars loses. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, that's good. Rapid fire. Godfather, go ahead.
Give me Houston.
Houston.
There you go.
All on Houston.
Boom. Done.
Fine. I just wanted to blast the Jaguars.
We know. Keep moving.
So pathetic.
Move the show along, sir. Come on.
All right. Then this one, I'm going to throw this one to Cuervo. In Arizona, the Washington Commanders are making their way to town, And I'm hearing a lot of different things. I don't know what to believe as far as this game is concerned. So I'll just throw it to you, Cuervo. I like this game. And matter of fact, I would like to watch this whole game, and I'm going to try to figure out how I can get that done while I'm watching Red Zone. I think this is an interesting game for both teams, never mind just one. So what's your take up on what you think you'll see in today's game?
Oh, well, I think Washington's got a hot hand. I mean, especially what you saw from Jaden Daniels last week.
Mm-hmm.
So does it carry over into the next week? We'll see. They did it on the road last week. We'll see if they do it again. I like Washington.
Washington, Podfather.
Be going back and forth with this one. They're playing in Arizona, which is the only advantage Arizona really has. But I just don't trust Kyler Murray. I don't trust him at all. So give me the Commanders.
I've been back and forth on this one too, but I'm actually looking at the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals if they figure out Marvin Harrison, they're going at least the first half. They're going to look really good, and then to see if they can hang on to it for the rest, because they'll decide that he's not on the team anymore and not throw it to him. So I think the high hand here comes out at the beginning of the game. So I'm gonna ride Arizona. I'm gonna ride Arizona slowly, trying to figure out how they're gonna mix Marvin Harrison into the offense. By the way, Cuervo, can they still buy his jersey?
You can buy his jersey.
Harrison's jersey. Did he sign that deal and get that done?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I can't remember something, but I'm gonna go Arizona. Just something about that. If they figure it out, I think that they could be big and powerful. So we'll go with that way. Now, San Francisco is at home. New England, kind of a new breed New England going into San Francisco. San Francisco, injuries here, injuries there. Know this guy here, know this guy there. Is Debo playing? These are all questions that you probably would like to know the answer to before you pick this game. But my understanding, Debo Samuel's not even playing in this game. So that's a big one for me, Cuervo.
Debo is playing.
Okay.
Debo is playing, but you're not going to see, obviously, McCaffrey. You're not going to see McCaffrey, and you probably won't see him anytime soon. I mean, I think this injury to him is a lot bigger than we thought it was. You could blame the Madden curse for that, but let's see, Kittle's going to play, Debo's playing, Ayuk is playing, Brock Purdy's playing. So really, McCaffrey is the only guy that you're missing. But I mean, they haven't really missed a beat because they got Jordan Mason right there
he's playing well
to play, to just fill right in. It's plug and play. That's been the Shanahan way since Mike in Denver. It's plug and play, man. Like it's impressive the way that the run zone is with the Shanahan family. So I think the Niners, they'll handle business, no problem.
And they got a lot of guys who are quote unquote questionable in the game, which usually means they're going to play and at least start and figure out what they're able to do and what they're not able to do. Podfather.
Are you ready for the upset of the week?
Here's his upset.
Are you ready for the biggest, baddest surprise ever? Because it's not going to happen here. Give me the Niners.
All right. Good call.
I'm going Niners too. I even though Brock Purdy's a little bit injured, and you see some of these guys who are quote unquote questionable.
Now we say all this and watch the Patriots win today. So
God, wouldn't that be the way the season's been going so far as our picks are concerned? It'll be the one that jumps up and surprises everybody. Yes. But the naysayers go, I told you so. I told you they're not. Yeah, that's you're saying that after the game is over, of course. But it is what it is. But so that will take us to the Kansas. I don't have anything to say about this. Give me Kansas City against the Chargers, who I don't think are going to have Justin Herbert in the lineup today. Cuervo.
Actually, I think Herbert is trying to play. It might be another situation where he's in for a while and then he just can't finish. But either way, Kansas City's going to win.
Yeah, Podfather.
You're going to take away the decided home field advantage the LA Chargers have against this. Okay,
Hey, it's a
I
beautiful
can't say that with a
stadium.
straight face. I really can't say that with a straight face because there is no home field advantage, no way. So anyway,
Well, they might get 20 people today. Chargers.
They might. You know what though? They might get 40 if Taylor Swift shows
The
up.
fan base is growing. They're up to about 40 now.
Yeah, but you know what? If Taylor Swift shows up, then the Chiefs got that decided.
Here we go. The
I mean, so I mean, the power of Taylor Swift is in full motion right now. No, give me the Chiefs.
Can't deny that. Yeah, you can't deny that.
By the way, I guess who cares? It's so bad that she's there. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't get.
Nobody cares at this point, Sonny.
I mean, it flashes 20 seconds.
Sir,
what?
The Swifties care, okay?
It's what?
The Swifties care, okay? All of her fan base care. They want to. That's why they're all Chiefs fans. They want to see her, okay? So let them have their 20 seconds of glory. That's all they got.
That's what I'm saying. Why are everybody giving this poor girl a hard time? I don't.
I'm not giving her a hard time at all. I mean,
I'm talking media. I'm talking media. She's supporting
because
the
media is a bunch of assholes. Okay, look at Callum Cowherd and Skip Bayless. Enough said. Keep moving.
They're like leeches, Sonny. The media is like a bunch of leeches. They'll feed off of whatever they can.
And hey, every December. They go and they prey upon you, Sonny, because you just dress like Santa Claus. They want to see the big gifts for Christmas. So that's why they go to the head leech themselves. Santa leech, Sonny. I can't wait. It's so awesome.
Sonny Santa.
Sonny Santa. That's me, man. And that's beginning to pick up too. So it's just that's been quite awesome as far as that's concerned. But that being said, of course, that's the name of the show. I'm going to go Kansas City as well. All right, so the next game up on board. Hey, this one's interesting. This is the game of the week as far as what I say. Baltimore is at home. They're taking on Buffalo. Is Buffalo the team that's showing they're undefeated and they're going to be able to continue? Big question here as far as what Lamar Jackson we're going to get. What Ravens team we're going to get. So Podfather, looking at this game, what's your take up on, as I kind of reversed roles since I see you're busy, so I threw it at you anyway. What's your take up on Lamar Jackson and this one here as far as the Ravens are concerned?
Well, I'm switching my pick. I had the Bills originally picked, but I saw they're going to be in Baltimore, and I think Baltimore's starting to figure it out. I mean, remember, they could easily be a 3-0 team right now, but they're 1-2 right now. And the Bills are the Bills. Okay, they're winning games, but they're not winning big games. It's a big game, so we'll see if they can pull this one off. It's in Baltimore. I think Baltimore's crowd's going to give that a little bit of advantage for the Ravens. Give me the Ravens.
Two AFC teams going at it.
No shit.
And even though I thought I had the best statistic that the Lamar Jackson 94% against the NFC, well, I thought it was a great stat, and Cuervo poo-pooed it. So, but they're going up against another AFC team who's supposedly good, right? I mean, can they decide if they're good? That's the question, Cuervo. Can the Bills be good? And this is really the first test this season outside of week number 1 that we've got an opportunity to see if they are.
Right. Because, I mean, my thing is, again, this goes back to the phrase we talked about earlier. Quality wins. And I know Trey loves that phrase.
That's so awesome.
Let's really look at it, though. Buffalo, they beat a bad Arizona team week 1. Then they go and they beat up on Miami like they always do. Tua goes down with a concussion. That game was done. And then last week, well, Sonny, hate to bring up bad memories, but come on, Jacksonville. So they've beaten 3 teams that are not really, I would say, of lower quality, of lower caliber. So this is by far the toughest test that they've had so far this year. And we're going to see what the Buffalo Bills really are. that I'll just leave it like that. We're gonna
Well, I
find out
think
the Buffalo Bills tonight.
I think
And
we're
that'll
going to
tell
get
us
both of
where-
them, aren't they? Though Cuervo, we're going to see what Lamar Jackson is for the rest
Well,
of the season.
Well, listen, Kansas City week, opening night. I think that was, that was as big of a test as you can get to
Yep.
start the season, and they lost by a toenail. So go figure. But yeah, I think Baltimore brings the Bills back to reality, and then we'll know. Okay, this is the Bills team that we kind of were expecting to take a step back. They don't have the weapons that they once had, and Josh Allen's gonna look average. He's gonna look average. He's not gonna be lighting it up like he did against the Jaguars and the Cardinals. Like, give me a break.
Like,
I'm not buying into the hype. I'll just say that.
You don't say. It doesn't sound like you are at all, as far as that's concerned. But I mean, Kelly, Josh Allen, he is just a guy that I can't decide if he's
Kelly. You think Jim Kelly's still playing?
I mean,
we don't know what decade he's in.
I said,
Wow.
I mean, Allen. You missed that part. But
no, I got that part.
I just think that
I heard it too.
He can't decide if he wants to be great. He can decide if he wants to be good, and I think he's good. But he can't decide to be great, and that's the reason why you see him dropping the ball. As far as that is concerned. Now, let's be honest. Sometimes his defense doesn't help him out. Okay, but at the same time, the greats overcome that, and they do what they do in order to win.
2 words: Tony Romo. Tony Romo was a great player, but he had a really suspect defense with him. That's why he's a pretty good player. Because once again, you can be great, but then how the other part of your team operates and where you can and can't go at the end of the postseason takes you to being really awesome to he's all right.
I think you're right. But Tony Romo is a good example kind of where he's at.
Well, Danny White was that way too,
Yeah. Well, and that's what it is. It's not
the threshold, but he couldn't get you over the top.
But Danny White still had some playmakers at that time too. So that was a good thing.
Yeah, they were starting to fade off. Though.
I know they're starting to fade off, but he still had a few. So that being said, that's where that one is.
That was 50 years ago, sir. So I don't think it really matters.
Yeah. I've been back and forth on this one. I'm just going to take the home team. I don't know who to pick. So when I don't know who to pick, I just take the home team. And no reason. However, we'll find out if Lamar Jackson plays really good here. If he plays really good this year up there, I think we'll see what the Baltimore Ravens are going to be about for the rest of the season. So,
I can't wait to see what Lamar Smith does for him.
Yeah, shut up. Tennessee on the road taking on Miami. Obviously, no Tua in the lineup for the Miami Dolphins. That's a situation there. So now they're falling back on a guy. I have to admit, I never, thought that you would be a starting quarterback ever. Never mind that. But when I look at the other side, I don't know who Tennessee is. You want to talk about a team with really no identity? That's Tennessee Titans, Cuervo.
Well, we do know their identity. It's just not a very good one.
Okay, good point.
I think they still try to be physical, but that's not Brian Callahan's style. He's more of a try to be a little more finesse, throw the ball. But I mean, he's got Will Levis at quarterback, so
yeah.
Give me the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins. Snoop Hundley is a guy that is played some games in this league. He played a playoff game. Almost won, so I'll take that over what Will Levis has done in his career. So Dolphins.
Well, 2 things. I agree with you at the quarterback position. Then you have Hopkins, and then you have Hill on the other side. Which one are you going to take up on that? I'm going Hill. That's the reason why I'm going Dolphins. That being said, Podfather.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins. I was teetering back and forth. Then you said Will Levis, and I was like, well, there goes that. So, I mean, granted, Dolphins don't have Tua. That doesn't help them out either. So, but it's The Williams, you mean? Do you think the powers to be when they said, "Hey, we're going to schedule 2 Monday night games. We want to have this to be one of our showcasing games."
I hate this.
But hey, yeah, give me the Dolphins.
Well, you got to get 2 TVs, man. Because an hour and a half later, the other one starts. Just makes me so mad as hell. But
Red
again,
for, sir.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're off to piss me off. Then the Detroit Lions at home taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And again, say whatever you want. And I'm not saying he's a great quarterback, but Geno Smith is adequate. Now, my brother defines adequate a little bit higher. I don't. Adequate is not good enough.
He's in first place, isn't
he? He's
in first place, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you should listen to him, sir.
Yeah, that being said, we both feel the same about Geno Smith, which we don't have a great opinion on. But his definition of adequate is the big one in reality. Look at this. Boom.
Where's the misses?
So that means she's giving you the 5-minute reminder. Where are you going today, by the way?
I'm right to my couch is where I'm going.
On the couch with Terry. All right, there we go. So what's your take up on Lions in Seattle there, Cuervo?
I mean, I like Detroit. There's really not much to say about this game. I just think that, being home, part of a doubleheader on a Monday night, I'll take the Lions.
Yeah, that it's the home field advantage is beginning to show a little bit as far as
the Seahawks.
Yeah, well, yeah, those are the kind of things that happen when you start playing well. So I look at that and I like what everything is going on. So I'm going to go with the Lions. What about you there, Podfather?
I like the Lions, even though they're going to wear the worst uniforms ever on Monday with the black on black Lions look they're going to go with, which I don't like at all. But it's just they're selling jerseys. So give me the Lions. Again, Detroit, it's gonna be hard to stop them no matter what. So and they definitely, that team's on a mission this year. I don't know whether they're gonna get there or not. It's all the question, but they're on a mission this year. And beating a team like Seattle, who by the way is a quality win if they beat them. Says, I know it sucks to hear that, but I mean, they'll be a quality win because at least they're a winning team right now. So
thinking about changing the name of the show to Quality Win. We said quality win about 12 times in today's show. I love it.
Well, look, we repeat so much stuff every show. It's like if we had a drinking game, we'd all be kind of shit-faced by the time the show be over.
That's
why I'd be out of a job because I gotta go to work after that. So
that's why I listened to week number 1. I got week number 1, week number 3, 2, 3, and I'm gonna have 4. And I don't even know what week it's gonna be but it's still fun. I love it anyway. That's why we've been doing it for 15 freaking years, right? So there you go. That's all I got. Anything else there, Cuervo, before you're out of here, my man?
Nope, it's red zone time. It's game time. Let's go.
It is game time, and I got some building to do while I watch the game. So we'll see how that goes. And what about you, Podfather? You're off to work, right?
Yeah, feed my dog and get my clothes on and head to work. And then sit there.
Did you see any of the Cat Williams concert? Did you hear any of it?
No. I was there from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. He didn't arrive to the building until 6:30, so I missed out on it completely.
All right, very well. All right, my man.
But I was there for all the setup people, so there's that.
Yep. There you go.
Hey,
nobody
10 hours sitting on my 10 hours sitting on my ass. I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go. I'd be real good at that job,
especially when it's overtime.
All right, my man. I will talk at you later. Cuervo, always good to see you. And week number 5 next week, we'll see what we do. He's out of here. We're out of here. It's red zone time here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. Everybody had good. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.